Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of State of Origin, and the series has ended up exactly how a neutral would like it to. Maybe not so much for Queensland or New South Wales supporters, but we're 1-1 heading into the third after a pretty intriguing first match where we saw a massive lead for Queensland, the comeback for New South Wales, and then the second game there was some domination from the Maroons throughout the second 40. This game, it is all on the line. It is taking place in Queensland, and it's going to be a very intense 80 minutes. A rugby league looking through at the starting lineups is quite interesting because the Queensland Maroons, they are well and truly set when it comes to their starting lineup. They have made 0 changes compared to State of Origin Game 2, whereas we see wholesale changes for New South Wales. Is that a sign of maybe a few nerves there for the New South Wales boys, feeling like they haven't quite found that perfect team, whereas Queensland have been pretty consistent throughout the other matches that we have seen. But in the back line, in fact, no, we'll start with the forwards, the big men up front, because the power is going to be important in this matchup. Those meters made off the sets. Ruben Cotter, Kurt Capewell, and also Bryden Nakora. 3 of the big men who will try and make those big impactful moments throughout the early stages of the match. Tino Fa'asua-Malaawi alongside Harry Grant and Thomas Flegler make up the rest of the Queensland forwards. In the backline, Sam Walker, he has been a standout in terms of this Origin series. A man who right in the first match was making his debut. By the second, he looked like a veteran out there for the Maroons. He's got Cameron Munster in that number 6 jersey alongside him. Fafita, as well as Tebe Fidel and Toya make up the centres. Selwyn Cobbo, he's been outstanding under the high ball. And then Kalen Ponga at the back. He's had an eventful Origin. Got himself a red card in the first game. Played very nicely in the second, and now rearing to go for the third match of this series for New South Wales. Like I mentioned, drastic changes in the back line. James Tedesco, though, he still keeps his spot as the number 15. Jack Bostock comes in out on the wing. There is no Brian To'o for this contest. Also missing in this New South Wales side, they've got no Victor Radley, Katoni Staggs, Dylan Lucas, and also Apisai Kurisau, another man not there for this contest. So a change in the midfield. Bradman Best comes in alongside Stephen Crichton. Mark Nawanga-Netawasi, he did nicely in Game 2 with Mitchell Moses and Nathan Cleary as that 6 and 7 combination. Payne Haas and Reece Robson alongside Mitchell Barnett, Hudson Young, Liam Martin, and the captain Isaiah Yeo in that number 13 jersey. I almost said 15. We've done a bit of union in recent times, but I hope you guys are excited for this game. Like I said, it is 1-1. We did see New South Wales get themselves the victory in the first match, and as I've repeated multiple times, over the last couple of years, whoever has won the first match has not gone on to win the whole series. Normally, it ends up being the second match makes it a decider for the third, and then the momentum side who have won the second game go on to win the whole thing. Now, Queensland will be hoping to do just that, and they have got the home field advantage this game at Suncorp Stadium, so it's worked out perfectly in that regard. These two sides, they did actually play at Suncorp last year, and I will show you some of those results. But first of all, we'll look through at the chat. It is flying at 1,000 miles an hour at the moment. I hope you guys are all doing well. We've got Maroon supporters and New South Wales supporters in the chat already. We have the Maroons will win by 6 points, says Mawasa there. Whoever wins, I just hope it's really close, because that second half of the last game, like, there was just domination from Queensland. They were able to run away with that contest. New South Wales just couldn't seem to catch anything that got them any sort of momentum throughout their match. When the All Blacks get announced tomorrow will be when we see Dave Rennie's side up against the Italians. Any Aussies playing? Quite a few out there on the field. We have there 1:50am New Zealand versus France, 4:20am for South Africa versus England. I assume that's the under-20s that you're talking about there, Kiwi Rob. I hope Kyle Preston get a debut for Saturday. Although it wouldn't be his debut. He has actually been in the All Blacks environment before. He played a little bit, I believe it was last year. Got half the chance, up the mighty Maroons. Says Sikove there. And is this Union or League? So it is League for this matchup. And it is State of Origin, which is regarded as one of the biggest league events that takes place each and every year. New South Wales versus Queensland. This rivalry goes back a very long time. There is normally a real intense feel when this contest takes place. As I mentioned, plans to do semi-finals, potentially. It all depends on what's happening with work on those days as well. But this one now, it's going to be kicking off in around 20 minutes' time. Do let me know your score predictions for this game, ladies and gents. I will also mention a few changes off the bench and the interchange players for these sides, we do see Patrick Carrigan come back in alongside Jeremiah Nanai. For the Queenslanders, they have lost Lindsay Collins for this contest. He seemed like he wanted to absolutely smash everybody in the last contest. Now we have there, it's Tuesday morning, Amish. I know what day it is, but it's whether or not I'm busy will determine whether we can do it. We have got there, who you got winning, Maroons or the Blues? The thing is, right, after that first game where we saw the comeback from New South Wales, I felt like that was going to be enough to maybe bring them a bit of momentum heading into the next contest. Like we'll just show here, 22 points to 20. Queensland were up 20-0 in the very early stages of that matchup, and it seemed like they were done and dusted by halftime, the New South Wales side, but they fought back. And I thought they would give them something heading into the second game, but unfortunately they were just completely outplayed by the Queenslanders, who beat them by the 20 points. And now it is honestly Queensland's series to lose, because they've come into this matchup at home with the momentum, with knowing what they were able to do. The difference I think that we saw in that last match, though, for Queensland was they've had one good first half, they've had one good second half, so they're either going to have a full great 80 minutes here or they're going to have an absolute shocker. And they can't have a shocker at Suncorp, or else that'll make the crowd very upset and the New South Wales supporters very happy indeed. But this game, as you can see, Queensland actually do come in as the slight favourites heading into this contest as well. New South Wales underdogs. They were big underdogs at that stage of halftime in the first game, but coming back and getting themselves the win. We have got there, good morning, morning in South Africa. What time is it in New Zealand? Currently, it is 9:52 p.m. New Zealand time, so we are sitting only around that 18 minutes away from this match starting up. Thank you, my brother Hamish. And from the mighty awesome Waimeti, says Nazi, and also we've got their Sky and one Waz locked in until 2034. A good old stint. Is it the Waz year? We still have to wait and see. They have got their game up against, I think it's the Tigers, in only a couple days' time. And please, Flegler or Tino go down, says Sharky. And also, what's your prediction up the mighty Maroons? I'm going Maroons by 10. I can't remember what my prediction was for game 2. I think I also said the Maroons to fire back, but that was also because I wanted to see the decider. But we're here at the decider now. And I just think that we're in a situation here how there is going to be, I hope, no massive controversial moments, but you just know for a third game in an Origin series, there's going to be a bit of push and shove. There'll be a few heated moments out there on the field, some huge hits. And this is where the interchange players could become so crucial. When do the coaches look towards them? Of course, we do see some massive power in the starting lineups. We've seen some brilliant aerial ability. Someone like Selwyn Cobbo, I think, has been excellent throughout this Origin series. Same with Sam Walker. But you still got those veterans, as well as someone like a Nathan Cleary. We have got there up the Maroons. TSK Slade. The reason I want you to do the under-20 semi-final is the commentary teams for World Rugby are so biased, says Kiwi Rob. Well, we'll definitely do it if I am available. I know you sometimes get angry at me, though, Kiwi Rob, for joining a competition halfway through and missing some of the games. So I haven't done any under-20s as of yet. So, that would be slightly rough to just jump in. But, of course, those big games taking place midweek. The final overlaps with the Springbok test this weekend, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. Next weekend. It's on 9 now. It certainly is here in New Zealand. It's on Sky Sport 1. Currently, Cameron Smith having a bit of a conversation in the pre-match. There are some big nerves at the moment out there on the field. Some young players who want to make their mark. But you've got the 80 minutes to be able to do it. I think that Sam Walker has probably been the story of this Origin series in terms of what he's been able to do. We have the arm in New Zealand. So yeah, it's on Sky Sport 1 here in New Zealand. Surely stream the Warriors versus Tigers game on Friday. It's actually not at a terrible time. In terms of normally we have some sort of overlap. But I've got the schedule here in terms of what is coming up. But yeah, it is at 10 p.m. on Friday night. There is no other game that overlaps. So maybe we consider it. It would be our first Warriors game, though, and I will mention they come in as favourites. They will lose that game if I commentate it, so just be warned that that is a possibility, but they are just delivering the State of Origin shield out there onto the field. We get ready to go for match number 3. But Dolphins play the Sharks. There's actually some pretty close games in terms of odds. That Knights versus Rabbitohs game will be a thriller. Same with Sea Eagles versus the Cowboys on the Sunday too. But the table for the NRL while we're at it. As you can see, the Panthers sitting right at the top of the bunch. The Wars with the Roosters, the Knights right on their tail. Has got 5 minutes away from State of Origin starting up, but that's actually a lie. They're normally 10 minutes extra. On top of that, it will be about probably 15 minutes until we see this matchup start. But yeah, the Tigers in 12. They will beat the Warriors if I commentate that game. We have you there. Come on, Hamish, please cover the Warriors game. And also, how are you? Good luck. New South Wales, you need it. Says Heza. Yeah, they're going to need some big match performances from certain players. No Brian To'o was maybe a bit of a surprise, but at the same time, based off just Origin form alone without anything else, he hasn't been that great this year. He plans to do NPC opening round, or is there overlaps? Probably overlaps, unfortunately, even if it is just me sleeping to be able to cover the later night games. So good to see the Raiders doing so badly, says I love you. And also, are you going to stream it, says Katariana. We are going to be doing the commentary on the channel, of course, like we normally do. But any match footage or audio gets you taken straight off YouTube. So you'll see, like, any illegal streams will be gone pretty quickly. And g'day, Hamish and everyone. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing extremely well, Thuds Race. What are you thinking for this game? Are you thinking maybe Queensland can get the job done at Suncorp, or are we going to see the upset with New South Wales being able to finish it off and break the kind of weird curse that's going on, which is if you win the first game, you don't win the series. It's happened the last 2 years in State of Origin. Could it be 3 in a row? TVNZ and Sky Sport are doing it this year. That is true. Yeah, TVNZ have got the games free to air here in New Zealand, which is fantastic. It's just going to be more pain and suffering for us New South Wales fans. How many times can they let us down? They had a good run, though. Not this, well, at times, you know, they have ups and downs. I feel like it's the same for the Queenslanders as well. How every once in a while, you think, yep, they've gelled, they're good to go, they're going to be on a bit of a streak. But then State of Origin happens, and things go wrong. Teams look stacked but get beaten. Sometimes the cohesion's just not quite there. And that's where I think that Queensland have got a big advantage heading into this match, because they have stuck with the same lineup. They have been building that chemistry and cohesion between their players. Even the new guys who have only recently come into the team, like a Sam Walker, Laurie Daly's last ever Origin. Will you stream the All Black announcement tomorrow? No, but we will have the video coming out when it is announced. Good morning all, let's go the Blues, says Hayno. Yeah, this one, it's going to be intense. I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. The sad thing about Origin is we've got to wait 3 weeks in between the games. After that first match with a back and forth, you know, that 3-week period felt like a long time to get back underway. Then we had that next match where Queensland were able to win by the 20 points. We've been waiting a while, but now we've got there. If you don't play Bowden Barrett this weekend, would you play him next weekend at the Garden? I think they'll play him somewhere. So, yeah, it will either be up against the Italians or it might be at Eden Park, seeing as he has played against the Irish quite a bit. Where we are streaming this, so it is on Sky Sport 1 here in New Zealand. It's also on 9 now in Australia as the free-to-air option, which is fantastic that they have got that available. Go Queensland, watch them on the Philippines. There's an Aussie in there. Oh, the name is literally an Aussie farming in the Philippines. So hopefully your farming is going well. Go Queensland, says Kevy. And also, I'm happy Bronx not in the top 8, says Fortnite. You know, there's still a little bit of time remaining in the NRL season. I think we will see certain sides going up and down. But what we will do, ladies and gentlemen, is talk about the ups and downs of the last 2 matches. First of all, these are the timelines. This one was game 1. As you can see, Toya, Flegler, Tebay Fidel, they were on a roll here, Queensland. And then the thing, I don't think you can blame it at all, but they took a 2-pointer rather than continuing going for the jugular. I actually think it hurt them a little bit in that game. Little did they know those 2 points from Sam Walker were going to be the last points that they got, but they had all the momentum. They were flying forward, making all those runs, getting all those gaps in defence, but then they changed the tactics, and then we saw a little bit of the New South Wales side getting back into it with the try of Hudson Young just before the halftime break, and then the second half came around, and as you can see, the moment that started it off in terms of that kind of timeline was actually that red card from Kalen Ponga. Then from there, Strange, Cleary, and James Tedesco all scoring tries to give them the full-time victory of 22 points. To the 20, game 2 was a little bit different. At halftime, it was a lower scoring close game. 12 points to 8 in favour, in this case, with New South Wales. Katoni Staggs scoring early. Walker getting another 2-pointer. He has been phenomenal off the tee throughout the State of Origin series. And Mark Nawanga-Netawasi, he is definitely one guy to keep an eye on for out on the field. And then the second half, to squeeze it all in, we had to really work hard. That's everything that happened in State of Origin Game 2, second 40 minutes. Like, that's an insane amount of rugby league that took place there. And if you remember rightly, the score at halftime, we'll show it again, 12 points to 8, 20 points in total. Game ended with 68 points scored. So 48 points throughout that second half. Selwyn Cobbo scoring 2 tries in a row. Fafita getting over the line. Mark Nawanga-Netawasi scoring another try there. Tebay Fidel, Katoni Staggs got the yellow card. Lindsay Collins, Selwyn Cobbo got his hat trick. And then Barnett near the end of the game, but it wasn't going to change things. 77 minutes in, the damage was done, and Queensland were victorious in that matchup. But we are very close to the start of this game. The two sides are just about to make their way out onto the field. We have there Nathan Cleary, says Tanya there. And also we have the New South Wales Blues, says Gustav. Go the Maroons, says Corin. So it seems like it's still a pretty even split in terms of who everyone is going for this contest. But it is going to be an awesome one. It is going to be hard-hitting. Hopefully it's going to be relatively close at the full-time siren. We have there Laurie Daly dressed like his head prefect. Says Studs raise up the Maroons. And we have got there Tabuai Fido, says John there. And also Marky Mark with the first try. Tell you what, it's not a bad shout. Mark Nawanga-Netawasi has found a way of scoring some absolutely incredible tries since transitioning to rugby league. Yo, the captain of this Blues side, looking fired up. There are a lot of players with determined faces on at the moment. They know that first 5 minutes of an Origin test sometimes sets the tone for the whole game. You want to put in your big shots early. You don't want to be missing your tackles, that is for sure. Watching from Tonga, says hi fo. And there, and Barnett, Haas, and AFB were also quiet last game, no longer at all. Says, I love you. And there as well, but Queensland just about to make their way out onto the field. Cameron Munster to lead this side out. Tell you what, he'd love nothing more than to cross that try line himself, or at least help set up a few tries for his teammates. He's going to be one of those keys. We saw in the second test of Origin, he actually went off with an HIA, and it seemed like it was a little bit 50-50 of whether or not we were going to get to see him actually make his way back out there, but he came back, and boy did he have an impact as soon as it took place. We have got there, go the mighty Queensland, says Eddie and Crichton going to own this game, and New South Wales on paper is stacked, got to get it together on the field. It's going crazy here in Queensland. They were talking about it as well before this match started, way before. The crowd were electric. It's an atmosphere and a half, and you just get that little bit of a feeling like the crowd may be able to carry Queensland home here if this one comes to push and shove. And good afternoon now, Yamish, says Mohadeen, doing very well. Hope you are doing well too, Mohadeen. Well, you know if you do the under 20 games on Tuesday morning, when I schedule them Monday night, or Monday afternoon, I would say, somewhere around there would be when we schedule them. If we do, we have got there, Tanya said New South Wales, and there as well. And also, Walsh is starting, says John. Not that I know of, unless they've had a change. I know initially he was going to be making his way off of the bench, as that number 18 option. And real enough, Kai Tell off the bench. And also wins kickoff. Kickoff is in about 5 minutes' time. They always say earlier. They say it starts at 10, then they say it starts at 10:05, but it actually starts at 10 past 10. So yeah, about 5 minutes' time before this match does get underway. We're just going to have the welcome and then also the Australian national anthem. And then we are ready to go for Game 3 of the State of Origin series. Once again, the series is at the moment 1-1. 1 for Queensland in the most recent match. That's the wrong year. Hang on, we'll get there eventually. We'll click this one. There we go. That's the one we wanted. So, 20-point victory for Queensland 3 weeks ago. 2-point victory for New South Wales in the opening contest of the State of Origin 2026 series. And now we're here. Game number 3. Queensland at Suncorp Stadium hosting the Blues. And they come in as favourites rather than underdogs. I'm going to say it again. And once again, it is a bold statement, but it is their competition now to lose. because they have done the hard work in the second game. They have stuck with the same lineup, so they know that they've got the ability to beat this Blues side, who have made a few changes across that back line. And I just hope the Blues play better on Friday night. Says Kiwi Rob there. And we have got there, go the Queenslanders, smash the Blues, watching from New Zealand, says IMFT. You're doing the box under 20 Monday? Possibly. We are going to be hopefully scheduling it if we do, around Monday afternoon New Zealand time. We have got there, let's go New South Wales up the Blues. So I do want to know your score predictions, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who hasn't already put them in. And also alongside that, I want to know who you think will score the first try. Someone called out Mark Nawanga-Netawasi as the potential man to cross the try line first. I'm thinking Cobbo's going to continue what he was doing in the last game, find himself over the try line once or twice in this game. Let's go Queensland, says Charlene. 14-26 is the scoreline there. Kia ora, bro. Queensland's hard, says Manny. And also up the Maroons, says Vanessa. And Crichton is the first try scorer from John. Very decent shout. He is a man that when he gets that little bit of space can make the absolute most of it. Cobbo says Iron Lion there. I think it's going to be New Zealand versus South Africa final, which would be a shame in a way because it overlaps with the other internationals. Yeah, if it was earlier in the day for the bronze final between those two teams, we would have actually been able to cover it nicely. We have there up the Blues, says Tim. Sorry. I apologise for messing up the name Tim. I feel like that's probably a first. Normally people could say the name Tim without too much trouble. We have got their Queensland baby. And also Curry Cup starts next Friday. Says Mohadim, but the Australian national anthem has just now been sung. Is he going to show us the game? Says Queen, we are going to be doing the live play-by-play commentary purely because of the fact that any match footage on YouTube gets taken straight down with a copyright strike and you get removed for 3 months. The first try, Bradman best. And what's the score now? Currently 0-0. About to start up. They are just doing the last warm-ups for these two sides, and then this match will get underway. Patrick Carrigan coming back in for this third match. It's going to be some big hits. I can tell already. There are some players out there who look like they've already got a little bit of an extra fire in their belly who are going to go out there and just try and absolutely smash everything that moves. But there's some players who have to be precise. Kalen Ponga being one of them. So he cannot make a mistake like he made in match number 1. A red card for either of these sides may cost their team the game. There might not even be a may about it. It will cost their side. Nathan Cleary, though. Is he going to be the man who can change this game around for the New South Wales side after what wasn't quite their best performance in the second game? They want to bounce back. Mitchell Moses still in that 6th jersey alongside him. Referee in charge of this one will be Ashley Klein. He has refereed both other State of Origin matches. Where are the teams from? So one is from New South Wales and one is from Queensland. Different parts of Australia. But each and every year they go head-to-head in a State of Origin series for the ages. We have got 1 second till the kickoff and Kalen Ponga gets us underway. Game 3 of State of Origin, 1-1. This is the decider and a big hit right from the get-go from Flegler. To start us off with that physicality, we mentioned 10 metres out from their own line here for New South Wales. You see some very good defensive sets throughout that second match from the Queenslanders as well, not allowing New South Wales to make those easy metres. Azaio, the captain, tackled by Flegler as well as Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. Going off to the left-hand side, Payne Haas looking to run over the top of Nakora, who holds his ground. Already up to the 4 tackles in the set. Tedesco, he got cleaned up by Fa'asuamaleaui, who sits him down. One will rock the brain right from the get-go, but kicked downfield after 29 metres gained in the first set of the game. Selwyn Cobbo takes the ball, runs it at New South Wales, who have 4 men ready to make the tackle on him, 20 out from his line. Munster plays half. Away to the right-hand side yet again. And I lads, Christchurch boy here watching from from Bintan in Indonesia. Says Kiwi in London, so it is greatly appreciated you popping in for this matchup. We are going to be doing the Rugby League World Cup on the channel too, ladies and gents. So, of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new. Currently 40 metres out from their own line here, Queensland. I'm back across to Harry Grant. He was an absolute menace in the last game. Munster decides to kick early. He's got a little bit too much on that boot, though. It goes into the in-goal area. Tedesco looking to run it out, and he has collided I think it was Selwyn Cobbo, in fact. He's made a lot of ground in a short amount of time. Big shot on Mark Nawanga-Netawasi as the Blues find themselves situated 7 metres out from their try line. Big collision again. Harry Grant involved. Yeah, I've got there, push like and subscribe, Beats, says Nazi Williams. But yeah, anyone who's new, we've got plenty more rugby league coming up in the near future. We may even do the Warriors game on Friday night. Big shot on it. That would have been Mitchell Barnett, 5th and final, but they didn't make the easy meters. 28 meters made this time for the Blues. G'day, mate, from Australia, says Mark. Welcome in, Mark. Take from Ponga. Liam Martin. Hang on to him and drags him down to the turf. 36 metres from their own line here, Queensland. It's quite a steady start from both of these sides. No one going too risky. Feel like that's a good way to be. Definitely with how much that scoreline just completely escalated throughout the second 40. You've got to have that stamina late. Big shot there on Kurt Capewell. He was actually getting a little bit of medical attention as well. There was one of the team doctors looking at him before, and then he just decided, oh, well, I'll have a run anyway, to make a couple metres there, although losing some metres for the Maroons after the driving tackle on Ruben Cotter. They're up to the 4th. Moving to the right-hand side on the halfway line. Trying to get the bump off was Robert Toya. Who do you think's going to win? I'm going Queensland because of the momentum they created in game number 2, but that one's kicked high from Munster. Going to be a tough one, nicely taken in the end by Jack Bostock. It looked a little bit high, but of course in State of Origin, the only way you get a high tackle, or it used to be if it was above your head, which in other words meant they didn't have high tackles back in the day. Normally it was more of a punch if you got high tackle rather than winning a penalty. Tedesco, they got only 10 metres out again from their own line here, the Blues. Making a huge amount of meterage each and every carry. That's where Queensland are going to keep on trying to apply that pressure, trap them inside of their own half. Another run from Barnett. That'll be 5th and final. They've had to run it from their own goal line, and they've only made 17 metres in the process. Big hoof downfield. Taking at the back. Looking safe there. Oh, it's not looking safe, though. A tip tackle and a little bit of afters as well. Getting underneath them was Hudson Young. They're not too happy about that challenge on Jojo Fafita, but it will be the penalty early to the Queenslanders. And when you're the Blues, you only make 17 metres off your set. You're gifting the opposition the amount of metres you made without them even having to hit it up. They can kick it into touch, probably more than 17 metres to be fair, and then they're on the attack with a full set coming back at you. New South Wales all the way, says it in there, and up the Blues, says Sweetie Gage. Not happy about it there. The Queenslanders, Hudson Young, is on report. He's just seen himself on the big screen. He's having a bit of a smile about it too. But his side might not be smiling if he ends up conceding a try here for the Blues side. Up to the halfway line for Queensland with their first tackle of the set. Ruben Cotter. And driven backwards by Payne Haas and Isaiah Yeo, two of the bigger men out there on the field for the Blues. 6 again. New South Wales, they're shooting themselves in the foot here. They keep on making these little errors, which is gifting the metres every single time to Queensland. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. Liam Martin gets him round the ankles. And keep up the commentary, brother, says Charlene. Thank you very much. Munster moves it across to Sam Walker, pops it on the inside for Nikora. To their third tackle when they're only 20 metres out from the Blues time, or Blues line, I should say. Is it only a matter of time until we see the strike? Good breaking run from Capewell. He asked for the penalty as he feels he was dragged down with a limb shot. Now passed across. Walker delays his pass, goes on the inside to Nikora. Kind of ran out of options, so decides to just take the tackle. 10 out from the line. He's straight out in front of the post now. Harry Grant moves away to the left. Munster goes across. Oh, they didn't get it wide, though. I don't think he realised it was the 5th there, Fidel. And it's going to be the turnover. I think he had no idea that was the last tackle of the set. And a great commentary. Swapped ABC audio for this man. Says, Kiwi in London. Thank you very much. A great call, mate. Thanks so much. I went over to New Zealand next. I'll buy you a beer. Says Mark there too. Tell you what, there'll be a fair amount of alcohol being consumed at the stadium at the moment in Suncorp. I can tell you that right now. The stadium absolutely packed. Zio. Called by Tino Fa'asuamaleaui and Capewell. These boys are going to be having massive numbers when it comes to their tackle count. Nice sniping run from Tedesco just next to the breakdown. Next to the tackle. And Queensland says Dante, and come on New South Wales says Zion, fifth and final. 36 metres gained this time for New South Wales. It's probably the most that they've actually had throughout the first 6 minutes of this contest. With a little bit of a wind, 7 kilometres an hour, so not going to change too much. Be interesting to see that kicking again from Sam Walker. He has been phenomenal off of the tee. New South Wales best set so far, 40 metres. Says Studs race. Whose ball at the moment, Queensland have got themselves the position. They sit 30 metres out from their own try line. Walker moves it across to the right. Nice little shuffle step there from Selwyn Cobbo. Now back across to the left-hand side. And it's just easy meterage next to the ruck at the moment. Missed tackles 3 from Queensland. They made 33 that time. Kicked down to 5 metres out from his own line. Mark Nawanga claims that ball. Only seen the one missed tackle from Queensland, and it is showing by those metres. Stats, big shot from Tina Fasul-Malawi, trying to get Crichton back towards his 10-metre line. Let's go, brother, says Jonathan there, and Cobbo says D was my pick to score the first try in this contest. We're yet to see it as of yet, but these two sides, we've got to remember, last game it was 12 points to 8 at halftime, so we can have a lower scoring game. And potentially we will for the first half, but it's the second halves that have really opened up. Looks like Crichton might have a little bit of a limp on the far side of the field as well, while the Blues make their way up to the halfway line. Across to Isaiah Yeo. Now Cleary to Tedesco. He's got Crichton. This will test out the leg, and he's decided to try a step. Can't get quite through the tackle of his opposite number, Tedesco. Short ball to Liam Martin. And it's now the fifth and final, the best set of the day for this New South Wales side. They made 49 metres that time. Cross kick from Cleary, going up for it. Knock back. It looks like a knock on, in fact, sorry. So it is going to be the set for the Blues, and they will only be 10 metres out from the opposition line. That sounds like you need water, my bro. I think I'm going to need a fair amount of water all throughout this game with the fast-paced nature of Origin. I don't think I'm going to have a voice tomorrow. Apparently I needed to pour some water down my front as well. When does it end? At the 80-minute siren, or at the end of the match. Probably another, say about another hour 40 remaining before this match is over. Got the halftime break as well to keep an eye out for. New South Wales sees Adele there. Right, scrum is set. Going away to the right-hand side. This looks aggressive from the get-go. Mark Nawanga here has some brilliant footwork that makes him an absolute problem for anyone defending out on the wing, 5 metres short. Tedesco sells the dummy, decides to hit it up himself, and Tino lines him up. Still 5 out. I think they were calling for a 6 again there, the Blues. They didn't receive it. Short ball from Yeo. 3 metres out from the try line. Looking off to the right this time. Firing it on quickly was Mitchell Barnett. Liam Martin almost able to break through the tackle of Flegler. Now 3 metres out still. He's been consistent at the moment for the Blues in terms of making it back to that 3 metres. Moving it. Oh no, the ball's been dropped though. He was heading towards the corner, but Bostock's hands have let him down. Slips out of the fingertips. Cleary the first man to go over to him, trying to let him forget about it. But the back line, that was a chance out wide. I think Bostock would have been strong enough to be able to finish it off. But yeah, just couldn't quite rein that one back in. So back in the hands of the Maroons now, 10 metres from their own line. We have got there, let's go Blues brothers, says Adelia there, and the Maroons, says Ryan. 10 minutes have passed. Ponga getting his head driven into the turf a little bit by Payne Haas, just letting him know that he got him. Be interesting to see the average metres made at the moment in terms of the sets. I would say, big drop ball from Cotter now. And that was just a simplistic pass from the back. And then Cotter just let it slip through the fingertip. Maybe a bit greasy out there at the moment, but he was looking at the players charging at him and not looking at the ball. Just spills it through the fingertips. Gives New South Wales another good chance. Go Queensland, says Aroa there. Here is 2-1 at the moment, the count. Queensland still the slight favourites as well, so the last thing that they want to do is concede early in this game. Now running forward, Mitchell Moses. He's run that one extremely high. I think he got chopped down low and also hit up high in the process. Now right-hand side, 10 metres from the line again. How's the weather? A little tiny bit of wind, 7 kilometres an hour, but it is a nice night for a game of State of Origin. Cutting back in is Crichton. Oh, he's going to be dragged just 1 metre short of the goal line. Munster hanging on to him for a long time. Could have been 6 again. Now popping it across. Moses goes on to Cleary. This is dangerous now. Tedesco passes one more. The step on the inside from Bostock, who's chopped down low by Sam Walker. Up to the 4th tackle now. Back across again. Moses lurking on the outside, waiting for that next opportunity to fire the bullet pass out to Mark Nawanga-Netawasi. They're up to the 5th. Still 10 metres. Cleary decides to go for a short little chip in behind. Going up for the ball was Nawanga-Netawasi. He was unable to take it cleanly. It's knocked on. And now they'll go back. It will be Queensland's ball. Can you show the game? Other people who don't have access. It is available on 9 now in Australia. That's the free option. Unfortunately, anything on YouTube gets taken straight down with copyright infringement within about 20 seconds. And then you get a copyright strike, banned for 3 months and potentially sued. And I'd rather not go to prison just for now. Maybe one day if I'm feeling bored. But no, hopefully you'll be able to find a free option that doesn't give you a virus as well, because there's plenty of those going around. We have got there, did I tell you I got engaged Sunday? I assumed you had, because you mentioned about your wife on the weekend. Now going away to the right-hand side here, the Maroons, Sam Walker decides to go for the early kick. That was only the 4th tackle win. 20 metres out from the line. Tedesco runs at Munster. Geez, those two have collided a lot throughout their careers. About 35 metres out now. Mark Nawanga-Netawasi is out from their own line too. Now we have you there, New South, in your mouth, says Joey. I don't think I'll ever get used to that saying. But now, almost up to the halfway line. The Blues with Payne Haas. Missed tackle. Does cost them probably an extra 5 or so metres there. You said you enjoyed prison the last time. Says Studs Ray, sniping run round the side up to the 5th tackle now. Popping it off to Cleary. Goes with the up and under. This one a lot more height than the last time. Mark Nawanga-Netawasi slaps it back. Did it hit the hands of Queensland? Referee says 6 more, so they don't have to rush it here, the Blues. 7 metres out from the line. They've just said there that they have to score. That was a mistake trying to play the ball. Oh no, they're just going to say play on. Crowd not happy about it. Cleary moves it on to Moses. Now Payne Haas receives the inside ball. 10 metres out again. Pops it across Robson to Isaiah Yo. That would be a statement for the captain if he was able to score the first try of game 3. Ball's come back. Robson again moves it on. Nice step from Cleary. And he gets over the line. Nathan Cleary strikes first for New South Wales. In enemy territory as well here. The Blues are on the board. We have you there. Oh, why can't you just stream the game? Because it's illegal. That's pretty much the basic answer to it. If I showed any match footage, stream would get taken down. We'd get copyright infringement strike for 3 months of being banned. We'd potentially get sued for copyright infringement, which is a fine of up to around $250,000, or going to prison. And I think that doesn't seem like the best option. But it's on 9 now, so that's a good option too. But yeah, the try has been scored. And it was scored by Nathan Cleary for the Blues. Just realised the scoreboard's been in sleep mode. It was still saying 1 minute at the bottom. And we have there is the ball. So the Blues did have it. Although now, of course, the ball is going to be in the hands of the goal kicker. The game's free on Channel 9 on 9 now. So there's Funny Cat Vids there and up the Waz. Playing up against the Tigers this weekend. That will be a good one. Big smiling face from Nathan Cleary being able to strike first in this game. Currently, he is sitting only 11 points behind Michael O'Connor in terms of all-time record of State of Origin. He could get that this game. Definitely if he somehow finds another try throughout this matchup. But I don't think he was on many people's list in terms of the first try scorer of this game. Maybe assisting the first try. But scoring it, Cleary's done extremely well there. We have the up the Blues, says Guns. And also, yeah, the Blues, says Savannah. They just couldn't slow him down there, Cleary. It was Munster, it was Ponga. Cleary knew as soon as he got to that line that he was over. Should be a relatively straightforward kick here for him as well, with the way that he normally strikes them off the tee. But now Queensland have to try and answer back, because we've got to remember they were making more metres in their carries. And they had the pressure on them defensively, but they were holding up not too badly. And Cleary does get that kick over, so it makes the score now 6-0 for New South Wales. I could be wrong, so call me out if I am. This is the first time New South Wales have led in the early stages of the State of Origin match. This is the first time they've scored first. I believe in the first match, we did see the early tries, of course, from Queensland. And then from their second match, we saw the early two taken by Sam Walker. So this is uncharted territory for this Blues side, but they've certainly picked a good time to do it, with the fact that the way that it currently sits, they are up by those 6 points, but kicked off now by Queensland. Going to go long, taken by Moses, pops it up now into the hands of Barnett. Always willing to hit that ball up. Why is it not 5? Because it's rugby league rather than rugby union. Maroons 24 to the Blues 20, says Elijah for his score prediction there. I love a close game like that. Just one that has a lot of drama near the end. I know we saw Queensland run away with the second game second half, and we saw New South Wales run away with the first game second half. So, a 50-50 kind of second half would be ideal in this scenario. Payne Haas just shoving off Sam Walker. Now Moses moves up to 40 metres out from their own line. And that's going to be fifth and final. Nathan Cleary's done well to take that ball, almost to pass a little bit too far out in front of him. And New South Wales survived the early Queensland pressure. Good start. Says starts raising. What's the score? Currently 6-0 in favour of New South Wales after 17 minutes. Now, Tipuai Fido sitting 35 out from their line, Queensland, and they need to start finding that rhythm that they had a little bit earlier on in the contest. They are no means out of this game. They've got the crowd. They've got the momentum from the second matchup. Just that handling error from Ruben Cotter. It did create a lot of pressure on this Queensland side. Nice pick up there from Harry Grant, going away to the left-hand side. Skip pass out wide, and that ball offloaded in. But the foot was in touch of Mark Nwanganitawasi. Cobbo ran out of space, so threw it back inwards. It was taken by Mark Nwanganitawasi. Oh no, play the ball New South Wales. They've said that Cobbo was already in touch. We're just going to see the replay here. Tell you what, it was marginal as to whether or not that back of Cobbo was touching before he threw that ball away. He's actually done very well to take that catch initially. But 40 metres out now. New South Wales with the ball in hand. Here so far, we've seen 4 from the Queenslanders. Only the 1 from New South Wales. A little bit similar to actually the stats that we saw from the first match. Throughout that first half, we did see a lot of errors coming the way of the Blues. Oh, big collision there. Payne Haas almost sits Munster down. Manages to get the offload away. A little bit risky, and they'll probably lose about 5 metres because of it. And the Maroons says netball there. And what's the difference? There are quite a few differences. In league, you've got sets, and also no pushing in the scrums is probably one of the biggest differences that you do see. Oh, actually, no, the sets is probably the bigger one. But yeah, different number of players on the field. All sorts of different stuff. Nice run from Payne Haas. Offload again out the back. Moses moves on to Cleary. Goes with the wider skip pass. Some good acceleration off the mark from Bradman Best. He breaks the line. Offload there. Spine gets rearranged of the New South Wales centre. And it's a knock on in the end. In fact, no, it was Hudson Young who ended up getting his rib cage repositioned. And it's a good run from Bradman Best. And then just turning his back. Yeah, that's not going to feel nice. That's going to get him a chiropractor appointment on Monday. No lineouts, no rolling balls, no scrums. Did a F. Good evening, Hamish, mate from Brisbane. And best look good there, says starts race. Yeah, just kind of, I don't even know how he got through that tackle per se. He just kind of, I guess, pushed a little bit harder and just broke through. I think it was just a bit of power in the legs from Best to be able to get through. But yeah, they're definitely talking about that back of Hudson Young. It's not going to be feeling too great, averaging 44 tackles in the 2026 series, so they'll certainly want him to be out there for a long time here. Where are you guys watching the game? 9 now if you're in Australia, Sky Sport if you're in New Zealand. Those are your two main options. Currently a quarter of the way through this matchup. Still 6-0 the score in favour of New South Wales. Go New South Wales, says Curry John. Selwyn Cobb, oh, hit his ankle almost. Put an ankle lock there. Now Harry Grant. So I said he wants to go a sniping run from the half. 20 metres out from the line. Oh, big driving tackle. Cleary gets dropped by Capewell, who let him know about it. Now back right. Sam Walker decides he wants to have a carry of the ball. Been in quite a bit of distribution already throughout the early stages of this game. Hasn't run it too often, though. And come on, my team. New South Wales says WR7 now. 37 metres gained. New South Wales again claiming the ball just out from their own line. Been even at times throughout this contest. Watching from Papua New Guinea, says Margaret. So it is greatly appreciated you being here for this one. Anyone who is new, of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more Rugby League coming up. It is only 100 days or so away from the Rugby League World Cup. Mark Ngawanganetawasi. Tackled by 3 Queenslanders, including Capewell and Tino Faso Malawi. Now James Tedesco. Oh, a little bit of a push there towards Harry Grant. Wasn't happy with something in that tackle, Tedesco. Watching from New Zealand, says Savannah. Another set completed, 45 metres gained this time for New South Wales. Moses sends up the bomb. About 12 metres out. Oh, what a shot that is. But I think he might have done it illegally. Yes, he did. Got the timing slightly wrong there, the Blues. And it's Hudson Young. Few pushes coming to his chest. And the referee just blowing his whistle, trying to keep this one under control here. You're right, position of players wise, says Mohadeen. So that people who aren't familiar with like kind of rugby league and how it works can get that similarity with what we normally cover on Union. So they're actually, it's probably a perfect example of like for you, Mohadeen, seeing as you're not familiar with rugby league. These are the centres and some of them are very similar to Union, but there's also a couple players who are missing in terms of those Union numbers. We have there W Stream with the names and the numbers. Says WR7. Cameron Munster, after the penalty was awarded to Queensland, he boots this ball into touch. Hello, says Batasso. Welcome in. Tap taken. We're still waiting for that first Queensland try if they can get one throughout this game. I'm still thinking it's going to be Selwyn Cobbo. They haven't got it out to him too often. Anytime that he's been running that ball, it's actually been in the middle of the field, or that bit of a rough pass that was fired out to him just before. Ruben Cotter on the halfway line, running it at Barnett. We have got there, who's batting first innings? As in like in the cricket, or actually like as in like, oh, almost a high shot there from Mitchell Moses. And also we have got there, who do you think will win? Says Fortnite. I initially said Queensland by 10, but I'm often wrong with predictions. And unless they start getting a few more metres off their sets and find a way through, you just never know. It kicked high from Sam Walker. And just easy, as you like, for James Tedesco. No pressure on him. Watching from Fiji, says Sare Matongo. Now, Mark Ngawanganetawasi. They're only 12 metres from their own line here, New South Wales. A lot of their attack, other than that little patch where they scored their try, a lot of the attack has come from inside of their own half. Of course, it's very hard to score tries when you are trying to exit your own 20-metre line, but they are doing a decent job here, New South Wales. Trying to hurdle over the top. Was Hudson Young, and they've kicked early on the fourth tackle, looking for the 40-20 bounce of the ball is favourable for Selwyn Cobbo. No, in fact, this time it is Ponga out there on the right-hand side. Big collision with Mark Ngawanganetawasi. He's wobbly on his feet now. Cobbo. By Payne Haas. We have there when it's halftime. Halftime will be taking place at around 17 minutes time. And one of the points, it is 6-0 for New South Wales. There's still plenty of time remaining for either of these sides to be able to score. Hitting it up again, Isaiah Yeo. Tackling machine, wearing the captain's role for this game. Now pick and go. Had to make sure that he was on side, Yeo, before he tried to complete that tackle. We have there who scored, says Fortnite. So far in this game, we've only seen the one try, and it was Nathan Cleary. Now kicked up and nicely taken by Queensland. So they have got the ball back, but it didn't touch a New South Wales player. Grant goes for the cross kick and it's in behind. It's going to be an awkward bouncing one. It's taken back by the Blues number 2. He's going to have to run it out. He commits to hitting the post as well for Jack Bostock, but he exits it and manages to keep the ball alive. I think Walsh was he's not playing first half. He's playing second half, says WR7. Halftime is at halftime, says Kate Wall. Now getting the Blues just trapped in their own 10 metres or so. Tedesco makes about 5 of those meters there. We have got there Brave from Boston, or from Bostock. Could have been risky, and I think he almost looked a bit too casual when he first took the ball, and it was as in after that he realised, oh, now I have to get out of here. Do you like Queensland or New South Wales? I actually like both sides, believe it or not, which I know is something that if you're a Queensland or a New South Wales supporter, you hate to hear, but I'm pretty impartial for these sides. I like players on both of the teams as well. Halves touches inside opposition 20. We've seen New South Wales 15, Queensland 2. Now back across to the right-hand side, although it's felt like an eternity since we have seen New South Wales in the attacking zone. And watching this from New York, says Nine Matthew. What time is it in New York at the moment, by the way? I always get their time zone all muddled up. Is it like 10 a.m.? Somewhere around there? No, it might actually be like 6 p.m. Somewhere around there. Now, ball in the hand of Queensland on the halfway line with Munster. Harry Grant shaped to kick, instead will give it off to Sam Walker, who tries a little bit of a torpedo boot downfield, beautifully taken at the back by Jack Bostock, had to be taken. And we have got there, go New South Wales, there's Kate. And currently sitting 20 metres out from their own line, New South Wales. And they strike again before the halftime break. Nice run from Mark Nawanga-Nitawasi. Then it's Ponga off while Reese is on. Says Dante. I think Pong is still out there, or at least he was before. I haven't seen that interchange as of yet. I do see someone who has been brought on, though, is number 17, Trent Loiero. Back across to the right, 6 again for New South Wales. Cleary moves it on to Martin, who gets a thing going. Beautiful offload to Crichton, who breaks through but just ends up slipping. Passes on the outside to Mark Nawanga-Nitawasi. Beautiful ball on the inside. Cleary's got a double in the third game of State of Origin. And I mentioned it before, no one was picking him to score the first try. People weren't picking him to have a double. Currently only the 27 minutes through this game. But it was all from that break of Liam Martin, who was able to get around initially, created the offload. Crichton was flying down the wing. He linked up with Mark Nawanga-Nitawasi, who broke through a tackle maybe just a little bit too early or too easy, if we're being honest, and then flicked it on the inside to Nathan Cleary to finish it off. Did they score? They certainly did, and now they lead 10-0 with Cleary getting the double. An awesome try there, said Studs Rays. 6:37 a.m. in New York. Okay, so I wasn't even close to the right time zone, was I? We have the weights of New South Wales as 19 now. They're in the lead, right? So they don't have 19 points. They have 10 points. They will probably have 12 because Nathan Cleary's pretty handy off a kicking tee. But they are in control in this matchup currently. Cleary, the double in this decider. Oh, the try has just been confirmed. They were just checking a few things. I think it might have been a full pass that they were looking at first. Second half, Queensland will come out firing. It ain't over yet. That is absolutely true. You know, we're in this scenario how last matchup between the two sides, New South Wales led at halftime. They went on to lose that game by 20 points. The side that led at halftime by 20 points in game number 1 went on to lose that game 22-20. And Mark's back to Union next year, right, for the Waratahs. I think he's going back to Union. Mark Nawanga-Nitawasi. And tell you what, they'll be very happy to have them. Someone got caught streaming copyright games, says Savannah. Yeah, you can't get away with showing any footage on YouTube. They just get you straight away. But the fans are loving it in the stands as well at Suncorp Stadium. And I can do this, Maroons, and Bunga can't rule on 4 passes. Oh, I wonder what they were checking for then, that they ended up going try confirmed a little bit later. What would it have been? Because, yeah, there was a delay before Nathan Cleary was allowed to take that kick. I'm just trying to think in the build-up. Maybe obstruction, actually. There might have been something in there. Chin is crazy. He has got a chin on him, Nathan Cleary. But he's also got a good rugby brain. And he's just snuck that one over. 12 points to 0 now in favour of New South Wales. However, there, Queensland just don't get it. Says ARW. And we have got there, isn't it, 10-0? It was 10, and now it is 12 in favour of the Blues. Nathan Cleary, he will be more than happy with what he's been able to bring to the table for this contest at this stage. Again, this game is not over. 12 minutes remaining in the first half. 12 points to 0 for New South Wales. And you could argue that the way that they are leading is that much more impressive with the lack of time that they've spent. That one was a clean break that got them into the position of being able to score from the move that started in their own half. Big shot coming in from Queensland. 5 men making the tackle on was Alo Kawatu. Over there, who scored it was Nathan Cleary again. So he has got himself the double here. And there's still time. We did see a hat-trick in the last game of State of Origin. That was for Selwyn Cobbo. New South Wales on top, says Boer. And also chat who scored, says Verota, so it was Nathan Cleary. He did get himself his second. James Tedesco asking for the 6 again, but doesn't receive it. Up to the 5th tackle of the set again. Going away to the right. Mitchell Moses this time, given the responsibility of sending it downfield. Taken by Cobbo, 10 metres out from his own line. Had a little bit of a slip there. Well, that would have been hard on the knee. And he's had the ball ripped off him by Cleary in the one-on-one. Counter-attack here for New South Wales. 10 metres out from Queensland's line. Back to the right once more. Pick and go. That's an interesting choice from there. But I think it's just to get the back line set. Now off to the right. Sitting 1 metre short. He almost reached out to touch the line. He thinks he's scored it and it's awarded. The man off the bench, Brayley, I should say. They've got another one, New South Wales. They are on fire at the moment here. We're going to see the replay. Cobbo in the one-on-one strip. Nathan Cleary just went and ripped it off him. And then from there it was called as play on. And then spinning around and getting the ball down there. In fact, that wasn't even Brayley. That was Murray. He did manage to get through there. We aren't getting a comeback. Well, the thing is, though, the series has told us to never think that a game is over. At all. Because, like they've just said, it was a bit of a soft try, but you can have multiple tries scored in quick succession in a game of State of Origin. Last week, we had 20 points combined in the first half, 48 points combined in the second. It's not over, but it's certainly not looking good at the moment for Queensland with the amount of tries that they are currently conceding. And again, it was the mistake. Selwyn Cobbo just had that ball ripped off him on the ground from Nathan Cleary in the one-on-one. You make Queensland or New South Wales? Well, I'm not ashamed to say, heading into this game, I thought that Queensland would probably do all right. I felt like that second game would have given them momentum. They're playing at Suncorp Stadium, by the way, a home field advantage, and they're currently not playing very well at all. And Nathan Cleary, this kick will be as about simple as it can be for today. 9 minutes remaining in the first half. And that one's gone down the middle of the sticks. 18 points to 0 now for New South Wales. Queensland needs to up their game, man. Absolutely. They need to be the next side to strike, and they probably need to do it before the halftime break to feel a little bit of confidence. We have got there, Cleary scored 2 tries. Yeah, the first 2 of the match, and then Murray scoring the next. Doing very nicely as an interchange impact player. Didn't Blues win at Suncorp last year, says John. They did. 14-4, I believe, was the score in that last year's match. Hang on, we got it there. Oh, no, a little bit. Wait, where are we? It was that the second or the first? I think it was the first, right? 18 points to 6. So it's a relatively similar scoreline, but again, we've got a long way to go. Like Maroons' defence isn't good. And also Queensland needs some milk, says Sock. Oh, a little bit of a headstand there for Isaiah Yeo. Currently 8.5 minutes remaining, and they'll be looking to strike again here while the iron is hot for the Blues. They're just saying there that it isn't a time to panic yet for the Queenslanders. The thing is, a red card for the Blues could completely change this game, similar to what we saw for Ponga in the first match. They're showing Reece Walsh as an interchange player who probably isn't a mile away from making his way onto the field. Kick long by the Blues, 15 metres out from their own line now, running it back for Fafita. Queensland, please. And up the Blues, there's Julie there as well. Still pretty even support, it would seem, in terms of who you guys are going for in this contest. Looking at the poll, it's currently 58% still back in Queensland to be able to get the job done here. They're going to have to really mount that comeback if they're to do so. Up to the third tackle, Munster flicks the ball up to Cotter. And we Blues, we will win tonight, says Ricky there. Now picked up nicely by Grant. Off to Walker. This is good from Queensland. Quick hands out to Selwyn Cobbo. Some metres being made up to the 40-metre line. That is fifth and final again. Those sets are going extremely quickly. Maroons only really had one chance so far. Yeah, it was early on, and then from there it's kind of disappeared. Drop ball from Mark Nawanga-Netawasi, and it's ruled as knocked on. He can't quite believe it. It's going to be the scrum now in favour of Queensland. Mark Nawanga-Netawasi not happy with that call one bit. The referees ruled it as him knocking the ball into by Fidel. Yeah, that one maybe has gone backwards for Mark Nawanga-Netawasi, but they will definitely want to make the most of it here. Queensland, take that opportunity where it's here, or while it's here. Look at their pin comment, says Gilbert. Now over there, the streamer should be a commentator. Says Savannah, and also, how are we going to talk? We are losing, but now they're going away to the left-hand side. This is a big chance for Queensland. I mentioned that they needed to score before the halftime break. Well, this is actually their golden opportunity as long as there's no drop balls or any silly penalties to give away or mistakes. Just a simple set piece like we saw throughout game 2. Why did Harry Grant try and kick that? He almost lost the side of the ball. Ponga was able to retain it. Going away to the right-hand side. They're getting risky. They're flirting with danger here, the Queenslanders. And they wrestled down 15 from the line. But yeah, going for a kick when you're on the second tackle of a set makes absolutely no sense when you're 18-0 down. Where they wait for the second half. We will make it back up the Maroons. See, here's Makeri there. Now 5 away from the goal line. Second tackle. Away to the left with a very nice pass. Short ball brilliantly defended by Crichton, who managed to hang on just. Now away to the right again. Munster going on to Walker. Big lobby ball just isolating themselves here, the Maroons. And who scored so far in this game? We've seen 2 from Nathan Cleary and 1 from Cameron Murray. Now Queensland, they can't quite get through. 10 metres out from the line, and this will be the 5th. They're going to go for the kick, or are they going to go for the attack? Munster moving it across. Ponga now. Nicely done. Delaying the pass. And Tobai Fidel goes in. And Queensland now get their first try of the contest. And up the Queenslanders. And also my score 55. Queensland's 19. Oh, that'll be a high scoring one. I'm not going to talk tomorrow if Queensland does not win. Well, they've just got themselves their first try. So you might be doing a little bit of talking depending on what happens from here. I know you go for Queensland. Look at your hoodie colour. Says Dante, I will admit, probably not the best hoodie to have worn. It makes you feel better. I got blue shorts on, though. You just can't see them. And who just got to play Fidel. It's the man who did cross the try line there. The missed tackle from Stephen Crichton. And then Tedesco just couldn't quite get low enough to be able to stop him from going over and scoring the first Queensland try of the match. And New South Wales says True Blue. With a name like True Blue, I feel like New South Wales should not be at all a surprise as your side. And all good guys, Blue supporter Blues need to lock in, says WR7. And Queensland winning on the second. And also, what high school do you attend? I'm flattered that you think I'm young enough to still go to high school. I normally get called old, so I'll take being called young for once. But no, I finished high school about 8 years ago. There's Ponga back on. He's in the background doing the shark fin, so he is definitely out there at the moment, that is for sure. Well, it's a score currently 4 points to 18, but they have still got the kick to come, and Sam Walker has been absolutely phenomenal off a kicking tee throughout the State of Origin series. The question is, can he add another one? Now we over there, comeback happening, says Lavina there. Now, ready to strike this ball. And he's just missed his first of the day. Unfortunately, up till that stage, he had a pretty impressive record going where he hadn't managed to miss a kick throughout his origin since debut. The first one missed for Walker. Makes the score now 18 points to 14, who actually scored that touchdown. Are you American by any chance, Mr. Cowboy? But the try was scored by Hamiso Tupai-Fidau, number 4 for Queensland. As they will get us in the second half as usual, says Bob. Now it's going to be kicked off by New South Wales. Second half is not a mile away. The first half momentum has been going the way of Queensland now for the past little while. And he who laughed last laughs hardest. Who scored Queensland's first try? It was scored by their number 4, Tupai-Fidau. There's a little bit of head strapping going on at the moment for New South Wales. Keep it up, Blues. Another big run. Nakora, Capewell and Cotter are absolute keys here in the near future for Queensland. They have to get those extra metres. And we have got there, now I guess, match or watch too much TV, but Aussie says Mr. Cowboy. But yeah, it was the Queensland number 4 who did manage to get his way over. There is so much sport on at the moment too. There are about 5 different competitions going on. I think Women's World Cup is still going for the cricket. There's the Men's Under-20s World Cup. We've got a Rugby League World Cup later on later on in the year. The Football World Cup's currently happening too. Are they still bringing Origin to New Zealand next year? By the sounds of it, they are going to be given it the opportunity. It sounds like Eden Park was the one that they were looking at. Now going back across to the right-hand side, 30 metres out. That's a huge shot. Oh, he's still breaking through, though. Keeps the ball alive. The Blues on the counter-attack. Cutting back in there. Bradman Best looked close to forward. Well, at least looked a bit awkward in the way that it happened for that one. But that is 5th and final now for the Blues. 60 metres going Cleary. Moving away to the right-hand side. They weren't expecting the pass there, the backs. And the referee calls that one as backwards. This time, Mitchell Moses breaks the line, tries to grab him on. Ponga cleans it up. Can't quite get through. Bradman Best in the 3 jersey. Half-time, says Sammy. We are very close to the half-time break. Liam Martin comes in like a freight train and smashes number 5 back. Oh, no, in fact, no, that would have been Robert Toya. He smashed him in the midsection. It seemed like Toya was a little bit slow getting back up. Could you give me a shout out? It says Whoop. So shout out to you, Whoop. But now sitting 22 metres out from their own line here, Queensland. Good tackle, Liam. Yeah, the spot tackle that needed to be made. Liam Martin calling shots at the moment for his side. 1 minute left of this first half. Currently still the lead of 14 for New South Wales. Munster, that one almost went into no man's land. It's knocked on by the Blues and a massive chance for Queensland with 55 seconds remaining. Tedesco has been sat down and knocked out. He will not continue in this game. The Blues have lost their fullback. Tedesco's eyes rolled back in the back of his head. And there is currently push and shove and all sorts going on for State of Origin Game 3. But Tedesco, that is a heavy blow to the head of the veteran. And I think what happened here was he just got a shoulder to the side of the chops. We're going to see it here in the replay. It was Nakora. Oh, no, it wasn't the shoulder. It was head on head. The worst case scenario, or the worst thing about it is probably Tedesco might end up with a yellow card for that tackle as well. And dang. And also we have got their weight. What is this I'm watching? Are you telling me there is also rugby outside of South Africa, says Martin? There certainly is. There is quite the game going on, but Tedesco, you could see straight away he was not in a good way after that collision. Oh, they've just mentioned about how they don't actually have a genuine cover for fullback here. Right, he wanted to continue here, Tedesco. He would have been an absolute idiot to do so. They have taken him off, and now Kohler will make his way on. It's not going to affect New South Wales, you reckon? I think it definitely will. James Tedesco, the type of player that has been an Origin game time and time again. He has had some massive moments. He has won his side matches, and now he's not there. And I don't see a way he returns after the way that he took that headshot. Oh, okay, Munster's confused here, and as he possibly should be. The contact from Cotter is worthy of an on report, so penalty to New South Wales here. Oh, okay, yeah, no, you can understand that a little bit. He's pretty much lit up with the forearms and hit him in the jaw with the elbow. That's after the head-on-head from Tedesco, though. So that's not going to be a popular decision with the crowd. The fact that their side got foul played, and then straight after, when they gave away the foul play, it gets pulled up. And Maroon's going to be, says Nicholas. Cleary in action, says Lawrence. And now New South Wales, just 20 seconds remaining of this half. And good afternoon, Amy, says, pleasure, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. On away to the right. Cleary, ball on the inside to Isaiah. Yo, they may get one last crack here. They might even consider a little bit of a drop goal situation here for New South Wales, depending on how aggressive they want to be. It looks like backline is the way to go. That one, a nice ducking tackle offload that I don't think was supposed to happen, but it did. And that is going to be now halftime, or is it? No, they're going to say one more. Or are they? What's happening here? Okay, referee now calls at halftime. Okay, that was really weird, the way that happened. So pretty much what it was the tackle was made, everyone stopped, the players kind of got up, and then eventually the referee ruled it as the halftime break. But Cameron Munster... Oh. Okay, Ashley Klein is clapping back here at Cameron Munster. Cameron Munster used a terminology that you really should not use on a referee. He said that he feels like his side's not getting the rub of the green. Now, no referee's going to sit there and take that. Whether or not it's true or not is a different story. But he pretty much went over to Ashley Klein and he said, look, there have been things that are worthy of a 10-minute in the bin for New South Wales that you haven't been giving. So he said he didn't say we want more decisions going our way, but he just said we're not getting the rub of the green. And Ashley Klein fired back saying that they're just doing what they can in the moment, the best that they see it. We have got there, New South Wales is paying the ref. Says Sammy there and go all the way Maroons. Says Lawrence, Maroons is better. Currently they do find themselves down by the 14. And Dang is Klein the ref. He has been the ref for every single State of Origin game this series. Who do you think is the worst at losing? Oh, no, I don't think either side like losing too much from what I've seen. Like, as a neutral, I know normally, no matter who wins, no matter who loses, it's going to be ugly. Glenn has money on the Blues for sure. And also we have there, this ref is already under the microscope for some funky stuff. Says Sock and Queensland is cooked, says Amber, but looking through at the moment, the completion rate. The thing that's been cooking Queensland is the fact that they've only completed 73% of their phases or their sets, which is a little bit unheard of, a number that low. 84% for New South Wales. Even that's probably a little bit low too, if we're being honest. We have got their State of Origin game 3, and also Queensland need to come out firing. And also neutral says, is that a ball gag? Don't know what that's supposed to be. Are you able to show the first half highlights? Sadly not, but the good news is straight after the game, they will put them up on the NRL YouTube channel. Running meters, 834 meters made by New South Wales, 610 made by the Queenslanders, 3 line breaks for New South Wales, as well as 30 tackle breaks throughout that first half. Average set distance is on the high for New South Wales, 33.37, only 27 or so made by made by Queensland. I'd say that's a big difference. Also 9 offloads coming from New South Wales. You can understand why they are in the lead at the moment in terms of some of these stats. And Queensland have missed 30 tackles throughout that first half, and ineffective tackles, they've had 14-1. And we have got, there go the Maroons. Says Naomi there, mutual. But Queensland are definitely bigger sore losers. And also go the Maroons, keep on going. Says Vanessa there, water bottles or pep talk break. I think they're going to need both because this second half is going to be fast-paced yet again. We know both of these sides will not go down without a fight, and we know that the scoreline's sitting a little bit more one-sided than they'd like it to currently. But once again, it's just not over yet. 14 points difference isn't a massive margin. Definitely not in State of Origin. And definitely not when the last game that we had 48 points combined between these two sides in the second 40. Blues have to win. Klein got money on it. And we have got there, Maroons will win, says Naomi. And also final score will be Maroons 24, Blues 18. Also, you're going with a tryless and scoreless second half for the Blues. A little bit similar to what we saw in State of Origin Game 1 for Queensland. They went up by 20. They lost 22-20. Maybe we can see a little bit of a similar pattern for this game at Suncorp Stadium. I hope that Queensland players get sent off and Klein wearing blue, says Balkan with Bevs. Mutual, but Queensland are definitely big sore losers. Excuse me, says Vanessa, for that last quote that someone said. And have Maroons, says Sammy, and there too. But what we're going to quickly do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to look at the previous 2 years of State of Origin. In 2024, Queensland won the first game by a big margin. The Blues won the second game by 20, and then they won away from home 14 points to 4. Now, keep that in mind. Queensland won the first, they lost the series. Next one, 2025. New South Wales won the first. Queensland won a thriller in that second test match, and then Queensland won away from home, which then took them into the championship of the series, or the winners of the series. So, that trend, keep it in mind. You win the first game, you lose the next two. Currently, the way that this one is sitting, New South Wales won the first. Queensland won the second by 20. New South Wales away from home. The tricky part is they're away from home, but they lost the first. So either way, we're going to break the chain, which involves the side winning the decider away from home or the side that won the first match winning the series. That could be the other one that gets broken. But as you can see, New South Wales were actually underdogs heading into this contest. Queensland now considered as the bigger underdog. They're sitting about 350 for anyone who likes their odds. And we have got there, imagine they start a fight on the field. They might. I still think back to Josh Adokar a few years ago when he threw that random punch during a bit of a debacle out there. I'm neutral, but how is that not a pen? Just because old man Teddy got concussed doesn't change it. If Nakora went down, would have been a different story. I agree. I don't understand how Tedesco didn't get at least a yellow card or on report or something. The fact that the player for Queensland got put on report afterwards, after that incident had happened, is a bit of a confusing one. That is for sure. We have got there, this has been the strangest series, says Kiwi in London. And also we have the New South Wales are wasting their energy. They are going to be slack at next half, says Raylene. What did you end up getting from Uber Eats last weekend? I actually didn't order it in the end. I thought about it for a while, but yeah, ended up going to bed instead. And we have, tell you what, the chat is going at 1,000 miles an hour. I think I've missed about 15 in a row. But anyone who is new, I should mention, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are back for the Rugby League World Cup, which is very close to starting up. Only about 100 days away from that contest between, I believe the opening is New Zealand versus Australia. It will certainly be one to remember. Yeah, 98 days away from the start of the World Cup. And then from there, Samoa versus France, Papua New Guinea versus Lebanon, England, Tonga, Fiji, Cook Islands, and Tonga versus Lebanon. No, that's one that I already said, or at least the games involving those sides. But yeah, should be a good one. Just sub says Shane Russell. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated there. Nathan Cleary getting smacked around. He ain't trying anything in the second half, says Ray Lean. And Queensland is balls, says Bob. And we have got there go the Kiwis. I'm thinking about doing this as I have a league brain and a pro karaoke singer. Pro karaoke singer. I think you'd end up with a lot of song requests on there more than likely, Walter, but you'd be able to belt them out well and truly. Possession at the moment, 55% in favour of New South Wales. And again, they've had a very decent half when it comes to those tackle breaks. 30 from New South Wales, 10 from the Maroons. And we have their Stream Football World Cup final in a few weeks. It probably will overlap, I would think. Nakora just sat down Tedesco. They show on the replay. I have no idea how Tedesco didn't get some sort of card in that scenario. Head clashes aren't penalty in league, just in union. Although we did see, who was it? Was it Ponga in the first match of the series? He had a head clash. Although he tried to tackle as well, I guess, so it's slightly different. And Maroons got to stop the offload. Sees Balkan with Bevs. And also go to the Blues from Papua New Guinea. And thanks, bro, says Walter. And also up the Blues, says Jessica. Seems like it's still pretty even in terms of the split for who people are going for. On the poll currently, New South Wales are 41% likely to win in terms of the overall votes. We've had over 2,000 votes in there. We have there, Ponga was an head clash. It was shoulder charge head. Which one am I thinking of, which was head on head? What was Cobbo's? No, Cobbo tipped him, didn't he? No, what did Cobbo do? No, not Cobbo. Hang on, I've got it here. I have the timeline. Not that one. Not that one. What did Stags do? Is he the one who I'm maybe thinking of? And go the Maroons from Papua New Guinea, says Catherine. And I was like, I bought $50 on Queensland. I'm effed. Says Brisbane. Did you back them while they were favourites or underdogs, though? And go the Maroons. And I was like, I'll be back, bro, says Dante. So we will see you in a short moment. For anyone who's wondering about the NRL as well, plenty of games taking place this weekend. The Tigers going head-to-head with the Warriors. Warriors are the underdog, the favourite away from home. If we ended up covering that game, they would probably end up losing it, but we are heavily considering doing that match. It would be our first game of the NRL this season as well, if we were to cover it on the channel. Then from there, the Dolphins played the Sharks, Bulldogs, Raiders, Roosters and Eels, and then Rabbitohs versus the Knights. That is the first game on Sunday with the Sea Eagles, Cowboys and Storm Titans as the two games taking place later on. After their State of Origin game 3, says Brian. And it might be a New South Wales fan today. And we have got there. Also, what's the score? Score is currently 18 points to 4. So the way that this one sits, we've seen 2 tries from Nathan Cleary early on. I'm bloody go Warriors on Friday, then the AB's got week of sport. Says ARW there. Yeah, it's a hectic one, that is for sure. And it's one of the first times that a Warriors game hasn't impacted in terms of if I was either sleeping or, just working out to being definitely a potential game that we can cover. Do we see the game next half or can't you show the game? Sadly, can't show the game because of match footage. Anything that's shown will get your copyright struck straight away. Banned for 3 months up the Maroon. Bro, love your such a good guy. Let's go to the ABs. Can you please live stream the Galbraith Shield final? The Galbraith Shield final. Am I being an idiot here if I ask what that is? And do they show it in New Zealand? I guess is my other question. We have got there, is this real or not? I am real. I'm not AI, but we are just doing the commentary. So if you are hoping to find the footage, sadly you can't show it on YouTube. You get taken down straight away. Some people try and do it illegally, but they eventually get caught. South Spam from England. I've seen Payne Haas and Murray play well. It's always good to see, says Bulking. There's been some big runs from the big boys out there on the park in terms of the forwards, and it will be crucial heading into the second half as well. They have to stay physical. The shot that comes to mind straight away when thinking about that first half was Liam Martin's. Now, that random shot, thank you for answering, says Sub, no worries at all. Oh, it's in Southland. Geez, I'm not schooled up in terms of what's happening around New Zealand, am I? How are you watching this? Watching this on Sky Sport 1 here in New Zealand. And where you're watching this from halfway up the South Island of New Zealand. So it's going to be a relatively late finish. It normally is for State of Origin. As Blues defence on point, cuz they've been doing much better defensively than the Queenslanders. Currently, defensive numbers, they are making 93.92% of their tackles, whereas 82.19% have been made by Queensland. So it actually extra about 11 or 12% of their tackles have been made. And Queensland have missed 30. New South Wales have only missed the 10. We have you there. Thanks, bro, for the shows. Watching from Papua New Guinea, New South Wales, says Michael. We have you there. Christchurch, says Brad, a little bit further south. And we have you there. When did it start, says Charlene. It did start at 10 past 10. We haven't had a huge amount of stoppages or anything along those lines, which is quite nice. Just finished work, so enjoying a Pizza Hut pizza. What did you get from Pizza Hut, Jason? I would thoroughly like to know because I'm a bit of a Pizza Hut man myself. Did you get any onion rings? I don't mind their onion rings. Right. I'm just seeing here, we're probably about 3 minutes away from the second half starting up. That halftime break actually went really quickly. Ashley Klein is a joke. Tedesco should be sent to the bin. If the roles were reversed, Queensland would be in the bin, says Joseph. And yeah, there was a conversation at the end of the half involving Cameron Munster and Ashley Klein. And Munster pretty much said, look, we've had a couple things that we feel you should have given a yellow card for, and we're not getting the rub of the green. To which Ashley Klein was not too happy about that comment from Cameron Munster, but you could hear the frustration in Munster's voice as he feels like the moments around here could actually, they could change this game. Depending on what happens in the early stages of the second half, could definitely be an intriguing one to see what could have happened if they had 12 on the field rather than the 13. If you had to pick one, Queensland or New South Wales, who you picking, says Bailey? I don't think I'll be able to pick. My mum's a New South Wales supporter. My dad, I think, supported Queensland for a while, but like the old school Queensland, not the current ones. I think he's now a New South Wales supporter a little bit, just because, happy wife, happy life. So it's safer if he supports them. And brother game's already started. The score is 4 to New South Wales 18. Did it? I thought it kicked off in an hour. So we're just going to have a bit of a chat beforehand and see what happens. I can't even say it with a straight face. No, it is halftime. Currently 18 points to 4. Both sides just about to make their way out onto the field. I read this comment. Says Rarux in there. And we over there, this feels very Argentina, says Brad. Take Cotter off, too many mistakes, says Joseph. How long till halftime's over? Probably another, I'd say, about a minute or so. Both sides are now just making their way out of the tunnel. Maroons, please win this last and final match, please. Over there go the Maroons. And up the Blues, says Manasa. Still very 50-50 in terms of the support for these two teams. Interchanges are going to be absolutely crucial throughout the second half. I can tell you that right now. Some impact players. Reece Walsh, will he be able to turn this game around? Taulangi, I should say. Also off their bench, Carrigan coming back in for this game alongside Jeremiah Nanai. All going to be potentially heading onto the field at some point. Ruben Cotter's bad. Says Milo. Oh, no, sorry, that was Aloyu. And also like the stream, says Milo. Yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that like button. It would be greatly appreciated. I will just have a very quick look. Currently, we are sitting on... How do I see how many likes a stream is on, by the way? Did they take it out of YouTube Studio? Does anyone know how many likes the stream is on? Nathan Cleary kicks us off, though, for the second half of State of Origin. And now 10 metres out from their line, Queensland with Ponga. To have the first hit up. Hi, Olin Hamish says, Robert, welcome in. If you are doing well. And we over there, Curry Cup is being covered by Sky Sport. Oh, that's a bonus. 156, says Milo. So yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that like button. Let's see if we can fly that up to 200 in the very near future. Big attacking run and drop ball there from Capewell. Mistake made early. And we got the George emojis in there from Milo too. As the game started, the second half has got underway, yes. And within 30 seconds, we see the mistake made by Queensland. It is Capewell who does drop the ball, and that is the worst possible time that could have taken place. I just woke up. Hope you're doing well too, says Robert. Doing very well. Excited for this contest. Excited for what is to come over the weekend too. From next weekend, Kiwi Sir, says Kiwi Rob in terms of when it has taken place. Now, Eris, count at the moment is 6 against Queensland, 5 against New South Wales. Good straight run from Bradman Best, and there's a stoppage here. Oh, this doesn't look good. Sam Walker with the injury currently. Just checking on him. What's this call going to be? Oh, nice. Oh, no. So what's happened there, ladies and gentlemen, is he has pretty much tore his groin the way that he fell. And then as he fell down, he smacked the back of his head on his teammate's knee. I think... What I was about to say is we might have a bit of a stoppage here. He's already off the field. How quick was he back up to his feet? He got rattled with the back of the head shot. Just got up like nothing happened. Is halftime already finished? It is, yeah. And now with the 38 minutes remaining, still time, he's still out there on the field too. Did he not get knocked out? I swear he looked like he closed his eyes after he got the shot to the back of the head. Maybe he was just a little bit surprised by it. But What is that man made of? Going off to the right-hand side, though. 22 metres game for the New South Wales side. Crichton going for the grubber in behind. Ponga will clean it up inside of the in-goal area. He's getting trapped in there. No brain, no pain, obviously. Says Jason, and all he needed now was a ball sacked to the lip, and that's a wrap, says Sock. That'd be a pretty tough day at the office, wouldn't it? Or a tough little few seconds for him in that case. Yeah, just going for that kick right, and it will be now the goal line dropout. Independent doctor will call him off. I hope so. Oh, his groin's playing up as well by the looks of it. He looked a bit almost wobbly when trying to take that drop kick. But then that could also be, one, because of the sore groin, and also because he took that big shot to the back of the head. The ball in hand now for the New South Wales side. They decided to go with a shallow kick downfield, Queensland, and it backfired as the Blues are now well and truly in possession on a good part of the field. Now, Fanua Blake. About 15 metres out from the line. Third tackle in a row. Cleary back across now. Mitchell Moses. This is dangerous. Some good pace being shown off the bench from Kohler. Made his way on for James Tedesco, who I believe will not be returning in this contest. Cleary passes across again with the ball to Murray. He's already scored today. Fifth and final. Cleary goes for the little grubber in behind and bounces back into his hands towards the corner. He's wrestled into Dutch Moses. I have to say, that was the wrong choice there. They had the possession back. Oh. Wait, what's happening here? Oh, no, they're going back for play the ball in the middle. That's all right. I thought they were going to try and say that there was a penalty there. But Cleary got the ball back. He offloaded on the outside to Moses, who just isolated himself. They could have gone for another 5 tackles before having another crack there. Reece Walsh very close to making his way onto the field by the looks of it. Lorca is the one who got mildly KO'd. Yeah. He is. Yep, now he's going off for the HIA. How long does it take for a doctor to realise that their player was knocked unconscious out there on the field and also has a sore groin? Probably takes longer to work out his groin. That didn't come out the way I wanted it to. And this looks like now an injury here for Queensland. Back of the head shot on him. I think it's Capewell. Yes, it is. As Reece on, he was very close to making his way on. He was just walking along the sideline. We see it there after the tackle. He actually just left that ball alone, Capewell. He was in a bit of discomfort. And running on our way, hiding, you will pay dying 1,000 deaths. We have got there, Walsh is in the game, says WR7. Okay, they're saying there's nothing in there. He just kind of got his head driven in. Who smacked their head? It was Sam Walker. So he's off the field for the HIA. I don't see a way that he returns either. He's got Category 2 symptoms. Again, no surprise, but that brings Reece Walsh now onto the field. A big round of applause from the crowd. You know, that man could be crucial with how they play. Who's your favourite player in this match? In terms of who has done the best so far throughout this game, I mean, Nathan, that's such a generic answer. I know that some people really dislike Nathan Cleary, but he scored 2 tries early on, which has put the control of this game into New South Wales' favour. Even with conceding late in the half, they are still well and truly in control. Crichton's had a solid game. We're seeing some good work from the likes of Isaiah Yodley and Martin up the front trying to put in those big hits. Currently in the middle of the park. 15 metres from the line, the inside pass from Mitchell Moses. For Noah Blake. Now back across to the left-hand side. Now Robert Toya. Now kicking across field again. Jumping up for it. Slapped back by Martin, but it's stolen by New South Wales with Munster. Cleary makes the tackle on another player who will be absolute key. And tell you what, there's a bit of afters to Munster. Fired up at Liam Martin. Category 2 symptoms, lying on the ground looking fubar. And we have got the clapping for Reece Walsh. I like your opinion, says Bailey there. And clapping for Nathan Cleary. Okay, well, the idiot needs to be put in New South Wales Cup when he gets back, says Sock. This one kicked into touch by Queensland. They're just saying there that Kalen Ponga is going to play like a halfback here with Walsh dropping into that back line. It's a bit of a reshuffle that they probably didn't expect to have to make. James Tedesco, another guy that for New South Wales, they would have liked to have for the full time. Out there on the field up to the halfway line now. Moving across to the right. Salad dummy from Reece Walsh. Gets the fend going. Another one there on Mitchell Moses. Some good meters for his first carry since making his way onto the park. Back across. Kalen Ponga, first receiver off to Grant. A lot of meters early for Liero and this Queensland side for the set. Now breaking off the back again. There's a bit of booing going around. They felt like maybe it could have been the offside. 43 metres game. Munster puts the ball up high. This one will be contestable. Jumping up was Mark Nawanga-Netawasi, who dropped it, and Cobbo took the ball. But it seems like he's knocked it backwards. What have they worked out? Okay, scrum for Queensland off the knock-on of Mark Nawanga-Netawasi, who Cobbo all but managed to get that ball off and score. I'm optimistic all these lollies are bought in Oamaru are going to give me diabetes. Which type did you get though, Jason? That's the big question. It's beyond super outstanding. Willow there, thank you very much. Reece doesn't get too cocky. Well, to be fair, that first run would probably give you a little bit of an ego. Like he broke through about 2 or 3 tackles and made easy meters. And you're looking at his teammates going, why haven't you guys just tried doing that before? Going away to the right-hand side though, Queensland, 12 meters from the line. Big shot on Cotter by Whenua Blake. 6 against the call, right where they want to be. Queensland. Munster moves across to Reece Walsh. 32 minutes is a long time. That was almost 6 again, given away twice in a row. Now Munster going to Nikora. How's your house? Lots of rain in your part of the world, says Studs. I bit my tongue there, Thuds Race. From what I've heard, it's not too bad. But yeah, I'm currently a little bit further north, but it's been pretty wet here too. Munster popping it up to Ruben Cotter. They have got the 6 again call, and now there's less than 6 metres between Queensland and their first try of the second half. Moving across, Ponga goes to Reece Walsh, straightens, but another great tackle made by would have been Robson. Ponga, that's a risky pass. It lobs over the top. Munster drops it short to Nikora. Seems to be about the same 3 or 4 players having the runs at the moment for this Queensland side. 10 metres from the line. 4th tackle. Walsh, goes across to Ponga, moving it on out to Selwyn Cobbo. How's that happened? How has that man had the luckiest bounce, almost you'd have to say in Origin history, to score the try, to give them the lead, Queensland, not the lead, but at least to give them a shot. He went for a grubber to a man that was not on the inside support run. But what happened was it ricocheted straight back into his hands. It grubbered off the shin, and then from there, Cobbo takes it and scores the try for the Maroons. And New South Wales is the one that's going in the chat and up the Blues. And this game just got there a little bit more interesting, ladies and gentlemen. It gets that bit closer. That is poor at the back. Unfortunately for Colo, just didn't look like he was going to get anywhere near being able to grab that ball. Cobbo looked like he was going to kick that one into touch or at least into the crowd after scoring. But then he got an ankle tap, so he just decided throwing that ball to the side's the better option. But celebrating with the Suncorp crowd. We have got there, shut up, bro. Says Fiona, is that towards me, Fiona, or someone in the chat? Because if I shut up, this stream goes very quiet. And here's some proof. See, it goes, this is a bit too quiet if I don't say anything. We have got, there go the Maroons. What's the score, says Mateo, at the moment? It is 18 points to 8. But they've got the kick to come. We have you there. Come on, boys, bring it home for the proud New South Wales fans, says Shane. And also, if they don't shut up, says Manny. Selwyn Cobbo. He scored himself the hat trick in the last game. He certainly scored a crucial one there. This game getting that little bit more towards a down-to-the-wire thriller that everyone wants to see. First game for the Maroons since State of Origin Game 3 in 2024. Now, I can actually tell you what happened in 2024. That one has missed from Reece Walsh. As you can see, he played this game that they only scored 4 points. up against the New South Wales team, who did get themselves 14 points to 4 victory. Are we over there, Maroons? Keep the good spirit. Who are you going for, says Public? I hope we get a game slipped by less than 6. So ideally, a little bit at the moment, Queensland. But I do think that New South Wales have still got enough in them to be able to get something going in the near future too. We have got there, go New South Wales, and also the Blues. Says Burnslow. But still 30 minutes left. Is the game over? Not at all. Still another 30 minutes. And what a Freckles game, eh? Says Pillar. Yeah, there's been some weird moments. That bounce of the ball, though, for Salvin Cobbo was absolutely perfect. And can it end in a draw? I think they go to extra time, right? It doesn't happen too often that we get a drawn situation in State of Origin. Try so far, Cobbo and Tabai Fidau are the 2 try scorers for the Queenslanders. Murray, Cleary, and Cleary are the try scorers for the Blues. We have the New South Wales are the best. And also we have their chat who won. No one's won yet. The game's still going, Mateo. You still got another 30 minutes to wait. Reece Walsh, big fin there again. He's bumping people off for fun at the moment. He makes a couple extra meters. Munster up to the halfway line here for Queensland, who feel like they've managed to get themselves right back into this game. Got to remember as well, still no James Tedesco, and I doubt he will be returning for this game. Walker, he's off the field, and I doubt he would be back either. Awkward bouncing ball, miscommunication at the back as well. Cleary has to regather it 5 meters from his own goal line. Crichton back across to Mark Nawangan there, Tawasi. And the crowd are now starting to become a lot louder. Cleary will shut it down right now. Says Walker, any news on Sam? The last that we heard was it was category 2 in terms of the head injury assessment. But he didn't look good. I think that he will be gone because he took a nasty knock to not just the head, but the back of the head. And he looked like he was knocked unconscious for a little bit. And then they were like, oh, well, he can keep playing for a bit more time, just in case. Up to the 5th tackle now. Across to the right, Mitchell Moses. Let's get a good old boot on it downfield. 15 metres from their own line here for Queensland. Cobbo runs it straight at Isaiah Yeo, and that was a huge collision between the 2 big men. Isaiah Yeo retreating and having to make another tackle straight away afterwards. Payne Haas has made his way off for the interchange. Now Ponga still playing as that first receiver role ever since Walker went off. Getting closer to the halfway line. That's some good hands because I don't think Flegler expected the pass. Still managed to hang on to it. And now I know why the Welsh like Blue Cheese now running it forward almost through. And some good meters made by Nanai. Now left-hand side. They actually could run this one, Queensland. Trying to go for the pass. It's not backwards. Kept in the field of play. Cleary picks it up. It would have been a breakaway try, but they will go back. We have almost a half-hour mark now, says Shane. Is the ref meant to be impartial? Ideally, yes. Yes, you're supposed to have an impartial referee. So I think they've actually pinged Murray for a knock-on there in the process of the tackle. So it does give Queensland the possession back. How much time left? So another about 25 minutes remaining. In fact, a little bit more than that. 27 to be exact. Who won, says Michelle. Game's still going on. 27 minutes remaining. Currently, they're up by 10. In fact, no, sorry. The ball is with the Blues. Halves touches inside opposition 20. We've seen 32 from New South Wales, 14 from Queensland. They were making more meters in each of their sets throughout the first half also. Whatever the hell on left, says it. Still another 26 minutes remaining. And more than enough time for plenty to happen. Away to the right, Liam Martin. Oh, tries the offload. Bit risky there, but they have had a lot more offloads in this game than we've seen from their opposition. It was a bit of a shot on the ground. Referee's not looking like he's going to react to it. Isaiah Yeo. Another low tackle. 5 tackles in a row for Queensland, which brings it 28 metres for New South Wales before they hoof it downfield. 10 metres from his own goal line. Selwyn Cobbo bumps off Liam Martin. It didn't look like he was going for anything lower than the neck in terms of that collision. Tabay Fidau moves it on to the right. Ponga sells the dummy. Couldn't quite get it away in one more. Queenslander says Reece Walsh. And we have there 26 minutes and counting till we are State of Origin champs currently. Says Shane. Now Munster Pops it on the inside. Does decide to offload now to Flegler. They're showing there on the sideline. Sam Walker, he will not be continuing in this game by the... Oh, no, I don't think he'll be returning. Oh, that was a clothesline and a half. And now, referee just trying to stop everyone from flying in. Ponga was tackled high by Selwyn Cobbo. Oh, sorry, not Cobbo. That would have been his teammate. Tackled high by Stephen Crichton's the name I was trying to go for. And Walker gone. I think they're waiting for, is it the 10-minute period or something like that on the sideline? But I don't see a way he comes back. And if he does, I don't know what that man's made of. But yeah, it would be incredible for him to come out. How come you don't show the game? Due to copyright. Pretty much any match footage or audio get us taken straight off YouTube with a copyright strike, banned for 3 months, potentially sued, and potentially prison time for copyright infringement. So, in other words, it's illegal to be able to show anything. Yes, Walker's gone. There's Boss there. Now, straightening, run beautifully. Stepping through the gap was Max Playthrough, passes it from his back. Now Grant goes across. Ponga can't quite get through because his feet have slipped out from underneath him. And quite slow in the getting up off him for Mitchell Moses. Reece Walsh. Hero. Offload again. Just stagnant at the moment. Brilliant tackle from Cleary. You could see that it seemed like there was only one pass away from something really opening up. Now again, just hanging on to Harry Grant. Our legend says purple turtle. Thank you very much. Now Reece Walsh, skip pass on the left. Spay feed out. And that was the fifth and final. Oh, bit of a leg injury maybe for Nanai. Looked like he slightly flipped over, or not flipped over, but stumbled over. Ball's loose, and it's picked up now by Bradman Best. It becomes a foot race, and there's a man in support. Bradman Best bumps off the challenge. Queensland went from attacking 5 metres out to a full field try for Bradman Best. Are you going to be rich after this game, says Patrick? As in, like, backing one of these sides? Oh, I didn't place any bets on this game. I'm terrible at predictions, as you guys know. In other words, it's a league says full medal. New South Wales, that is a try and a half. Can you pay for the copyrights? Not really. Like, we're talking millions of dollars in terms of copyright licensing. Plus, some of them do have exclusive rights. It's all very, very fun and complicated. But pretty much, New Zealand Sky would pay for exclusive rights, which does mean that no one else in New Zealand can then buy the rights. So, like, I would have to move to, like, Cambodia or somewhere like that to be then able to buy rights for the Cambodian side. But then, you'd also have to try and work it in with Sky or someone along those lines so that you are able to show the footage that they are filming, or else I'd have to hire a film crew too. And that's also, like, exclusively rights-based. So, yeah. She's a hard day at the office, but a brilliant try from Bradman Best, I should mention. 5 metres out from the line, like I said, for Queensland. The ball bounced backwards, and it just about set up into the hands of Nakora, but Best was quick off the mark. Oh, hang on. They're trying to check if there was a knock-on down the other end of the field. They've called it as a knock-on. At least the commentators have. Jack Bostock, I've ruled that as a knock-on. This is going to be no try, ladies and gentlemen, which is a massive shame for Bradman Best because he just ran the full length of the field. He could have saved a little bit of energy for later on in this contest. Right, the crowd are booing. It's not confirmed yet. They're saying, let's go. Tries confirmed. Okay. So that was not a knock-on. They're just asking the question whether or not the touch from Bostock was backwards. Hammer must be sleeping. Oh, no, that's a pretty bad call. That's a pretty bad call, that one. I think even Blues supporters could see that was a knock-on. Ignore that, great try. Yeah, it was a brilliant run from Bradman Best. But, yeah, he paid that ref, says Iron Lion. They got me jumping up and down when you said no try, says Fiona. Well, to be fair, it probably should have been no try. W Corruption says, hey, no, but now Nathan Cleary kicks that one over. That will make the score now 24 points to 8. And that is a BS decision, says Big Mars. And no score, says Dante, for a knock on. Yeah. Nothing takes away from that. That was a brilliant run from Bradman Best, and he had pace for days. He had the man on the inside that he could have passed to, but instead decided to run it himself with the fend. But yeah, it's not an Origin series without some controversy. And that's certainly going to be the controversial moment of the... Well, at least I hope it's the only controversial moment of this game. I guess Tedesco's one was also controversial, to say the least. And now kick downfield. And now Payne Haas straightens and runs it very hard at the Queensland defence. They'll have a little bit of a thorn in their side now. They'll be motivated to go out there and try and get it going. Are we over there? Get wider. Came 100% off the arm with the tattoo. Bostock does not have a tattoo. Says Shane Hodges. Oh, you think it was a case of the wrong man, wrong place. I'll probably have to go back and watch it again, won't I? After this one. Now we have it there, guys, how long left at the moment? Still another 21 minutes remaining. Away to the left for, I believe that is going to be Murray, one of the 4 try scorers that we have seen for New South Wales. They have converted everything that they have tried at, whereas for Queensland, they have missed both of their kicks at the posts. Taken at the back by Fafita. Can you Manu? I can belly flop, if that counts. I once decided to do a belly flop, and I pretty much turned red across my whole front. It's a terrible idea. Seemed like a good one at the time. Running it forward now is Cobbo again. Busy day at the office for that man. He's had some great moments. Also a few shaky ones too, though. And also watch the Sevens game. There's Kiwi there. Now still in the hands of Queensland. Cross to Reece Walsh. He tries the fend. They move almost up to the halfway line here, Queensland, with a kick downfield from Munster. And he's gone with the torpedo. It'll be an awkward one to take for Mark Nawanga Netawasi, but he's done nicely. Tries to sneak round the outside of Cobbo. Can't quite do it. And New South Wales on top. Says Rain there. And we have got there, though, says Papua. And also Queensland just don't get it, says ARW. Across middle of the field for Kohler this time. They're just saying there about James Tedesco. He was ruled out due to his HIA. We've also seen no return from, Sam Walker. I guess he's back. Walker clearly recovered. Wait, no. Has he? Is he out there? I swear they would have ruled him out from this game. But if he's back out there, I would... What is Sam Walker made of? He's out there. He still looks like he doesn't know where he is. But obviously he's going to be happy to play for the rest of this game. How does that happen? Are we having there about time? Little New South Wales found their balls. Jeez, Dakota doesn't like New South Wales. We're going to see the replay here. Moses. Oh, side of the head. Well, the Queensland player. Sam Walker sit down. Cleary step up. Rigged. Says full medal. And we have got there New South Wales to the world. And how much time is left? Still another 19 minutes remaining in this matchup. And currently there is separation of the 16 points. And how much time says today's thing? It's currently 19 minutes remaining. The Blues. 3-man tackle on Bostock. Queensland just don't get Origin, says Shane. We have got there, just add 8 next to that, 8 for Queensland. And how much longer? Still another 19 minutes. Plenty of time still remaining. But they're going to have to get something going very shortly. If you're the Queenslanders in front of the Suncorp Stadium, they will be very disappointed with how it currently sits. How much time says Shane? Another 18 and a half minutes remain. Payne Haas completes the set for New South Wales. A little bit low in terms of both sides for completion and State of Origin Game 3. Running onto it. Oh, he does get cleaned up there. Bostock, he's landed hard. The ball is on the side of Queensland, but he looks in a bad way currently. And they're going to be stopping this one. New South Wales, his user. And also calm down, Shane. And we have there, is that hair real, says Patrick. All I'll say, I assume you're talking about my hair, by the way. And I'll say, if I was going to choose fake hair, I certainly wouldn't choose this. So I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory that it would have to be real. We have there up the blue, says Adele. It's a hard landing, though. The Bostock slams down on the side of his head as well as his arm. We have there, Queensland, says Dante. And I mean, we won most of the series right. And hang in there, blue, says Burn Slow. And let's go, the blue, says Gillace. Queensland now with the ball, 20 out from their line. And, we've got another stoppage. Oh, Jack's got to go off for an HIA here. And that is because he had his head on the ground. Come on, says Popon. And also we're there up the blue, says Charlie. And go the Maroons, says Vincent. What about this, Kiwi lads? I bet $50 for a New South Wales Dubs win. Another 50 for a first try Mark Nwanga-Netawasi over Selwyn Cobo, and still 90 minutes left. But I lost $50 for the try. That would have been paying a lot. Because, picking an exact player to win or to score first, it is a bit of a lottery. Who scored first? It was actually Nathan Cleary, wasn't it? So, I don't think many people would have been picking him. But now Queensland with the ball in hand. 30 metres from their own line. They have to start making some extra ground. Sam Walker passes on the outside to Walsh. Bit of a slip there for Robert Toya. And Walker. So again, more moving towards the halfway line. This time with Max Plath. Flat pass to Walker. Shovels it on. Munster. Big rush defence from Mark Nwanga-Netawasi. And that is going to be fifth and final, but Queensland making some good meters in the process. Walker decides to boot this one downfield. It's swirling in the breeze. Queensland looking to keep it alive. No, it bounces awkwardly and goes into touch for New South Wales. The Maroons are 24 and Blues 8. Well, someone lied to you. Because at this stage, and it's the other way around. What is this tournament? How do you have as many people watching as the other big games? CSGO story. So this is State of Origin. This is pretty much a 3-match series that happens every year where two sides out of different territories of Australia, they go head-to-head, well, different states of Australia, I probably should say. And yeah, it is always a thrilling 3-match series. We're seeing a replay here. This one's actually going to be taken to the bunker. So I've done the captain's challenge. I think New South Wales... We're seeing the actions of Stephen Crichton here. He changes his line. He blocks the player. I think this one's going to go the way of Queensland. How much time is remaining? Still another 16 minutes left in this matchup. Can we see, sadly, YouTube have a thing which is copyright infringement. If we showed any match footage or audio, we get taken straight off YouTube in an instant. But they are going to have the highlights on the NRL YouTube channel quickly after this game. I'm going to give you the best commentary that we can for the final 17. I have to say, in terms of a close game, Queensland scoring now might be well and truly on for the final 15 minutes. Now, Tino Faso Malawi moving to only the 5 out from the line. So that's a very good first tackle in the set. Plath goes down. Across Harry Grant, right where they want to be here. Queensland, Reece Walsh breaks through one. Thought about the offload. He moves to 2 metres out. Now across to the left again. Grant moves it on to Munster. Play through his second. And he does get those couple extra metres too as he falls to the turf. Now back across to the right. Rush defence from the Blues. Bounce pass goes up into the hands of Robert Toya. Passes one more. And they score in the corner. It's Jojo Fafita. And this game is not quite done yet with a bit more time on the clock. Grass is very slippery here. They've had a few slips and slides around. I mean, someone who did slip over earlier was Sam Walker. It resulted in him getting a concussion. He's still playing, by the way. He had the assist of the assist there. A nice score. Says City, anything can happen. It certainly can. And this now makes these final moments that much more intense as the Queenslanders get back to within 12. Whatever, I'll give a like. It's a cool story. And we have got there, who would have graded the All Blacks game? What changes would you like to see? Well, we did actually do the video earlier on this week on the channel, and I did my side that I'd like to see them select, as well as our prediction a bit earlier on today, but they are making the announcement tomorrow. And keep the D tight, boys. There's Burn slow. Fafita scoring it in the corner. Queensland, this is a very important kick here because we haven't seen them nail any kicks today. They are 0 from 2 off of the kicking tee. Okay. They're just showing the replay. I don't think there's anything that needs to be checked here, but the way, it sounds bad to say, but the way that this game has gone with some of the officiating, it wouldn't surprise me if they check every single second of their build-up. Hi, Kiwi lad. I'm catching up with all the Origin games. I see you doing your stuff. Love it, mate. And England working in their heat. Thanks for letting my time go by. Thanks, mate. Hope you're well. Same to you, Crispy Alcoholic. It is great to see you. That's a name and a half, by the way. But yeah, it's been a good old State of Origin series. There's always controversy along the way, but I think that's what also makes it a lot of fun. That kick has missed, ladies and gentlemen, so that will make the score now 24 points to 12. They're playing a little bit of country roads at this stage. But in Queensland scored, they certainly did, which is why the score sits 24-12. With 14 minutes and 54 seconds left, anything can happen. Who kicked the conversion? That time, I think it was Sam Walker again. We see here Ethan Strange try score on debut, and now he gets another opportunity to show what he can do here. I didn't even drink water. It was, I think I just drank some, didn't I? How long? I'm sure I just drank some. We have you there. Can they still come back, says Mohadeen? Yeah, plenty of time, although that kick would have been a very useful one to have, because in that way they would have had a little bit more leniency in terms of their tries later on. You know, they would have been able to miss one and still drawn, potentially. Sam Walker, just stick to songwriting, says Shane. Well, Sam Walker currently, we've got to remember, has probably got a concussion, yet they're still playing him for the rest of this game. It just shows you how much, faith they have in him for one. But Ponga wasn't too bad from that first receiver role. Yeah, I can't work out how Walker's still out there. Look at that, let me hear you, says Sammy. Queensland currently 30 metres out from their line. Munster moves it on to Reece Walsh. Short ball, flick pass, offload, risky business here. And trying to make a tackle while still on the ground. I think they're asking for the penalty. You're not going to receive it, but it is the 0 tackle now. Oh, dropping down there was Ethan Strange. We have there how many more minutes, says Charlie. Currently still 14 minutes remaining. We're seeing 10 errors from Queensland throughout this game. We're seeing 9 from the Blues. They're looking for the strip there for half a second. Completed sets. We've seen 10 incompleted sets from the Queenslanders throughout this contest. That is a massive number to have. Now off to the left-hand side, third tackle currently. 38 tackle breaks for the Blues. Statistically, they have won this game, but the one that matters the most is how many points you've got on the board. They are currently up by 12, looking to score their 5th try of the game here, 5th and final. Murray, the last man who played it now, Nathan Cleary, going across field. Mark Nawanganeta Wasi pops it back to Strange. And it will now be the handover as he's tackled just out from the line. How long left? Still another 13 minutes remaining in this match. Selwyn Cobbo, 10 metres from his line. Now we have the New South Wales, says Hobbit there too. Back across to the right-hand side, Tino Fasul Malawi. How much time? 13 minutes. Now, Cameron Munster. About 25 metres from his own line. Best at the moment for the most metres gained in this game. It's not actually that close. He's at 186. The next highest is Selwyn Cobbo with 142. Tedesco, he brought up the 100 metres before going from the field with that head knock. Backline movement here for Queensland. Walsh manages to sneak through a couple. He might be hurt here. Reece Walsh, the way that he fell to the turf. No, he's all right. He also got a bit of a tap on the back of the head from Stephen Crichton. High ball from Walker on the fifth and final. 48 metres. We're made there. Awkward bouncing ball. Sits up for Queensland and they score the try. It's going to be Robert Toya. And now they are right back in this game again. Look at how much time from today things again after I answered it. But 12 minutes remaining. It's also on the screen down the bottom of the scoreboard. For those who can't see it, we have got there. I do this for every NRL game. We actually, believe it or not, haven't covered an NRL game this year. But I think I definitely want to do some of them moving forward, as well as we're doing the Rugby League World Cup on the channel. I believe we're going to be covering every game of that competition. And wait, what? No celebrating yet. Any updates on the score? Now the score is 24 points to 16. But the bounce of the ball this time. In fact, the last 2 tries that they've scored have been beautifully bouncing into the hands and making the most of it there. What's supposed to usually do? We normally rugby union is the main one that we've been doing. So we have been doing international games throughout July as well as Super Rugby in the URC. And we're over there praying that they get the kick, says Fiona. Yeah, this one should be the easiest of the day for Sam Walker. How much time left from Adele as well as Bailey? Still another 11 minutes, which is 1 less minute than it was 1 minute ago. Oh, hang on. Ashley Klein's walking over there, checking something here. They're going upstairs. And the crowd are not happy about it. They're checking. Oh, get out. They're checking for Max Plath, whether or not he was offside. They found a freeze frame that says that he was in line with Walker, maybe half an inch in front. And of course, they have the chance to take it. They certainly will. Yeah, I hear the greatest comeback game in Origin history, says Bella. He's within 10 metres, plays an active role in the decision. So that's going to be no try for Queensland, just to annoy Cameron Munster that little bit more. It's a big one. It's a big one, ladies and gents. Is he even in front? He looks in line. But 5 penalties against Queensland in this game. And yes, no try, says FF. Whose ball says Mahadeen, so it is going to be the ball of New South Wales. 12 minutes now on the clock, because they actually took a minute back because of that last situation. And BS said also try. Says Milo there. Now big driving tackle on Bradman Best by Queensland. They are annoyed. They are fired up and they have to somehow take the referee out of this game for the final 11 and a half minutes. Seen 3 penalties, though, going against Queensland of the last 4. Payne Haas trying to wrestle him down was the try scorer, Toya. And when the game finished in about 10 minutes' time, we are getting close to the end of the match. You can reckon he was offside. I want to try, though. Close finish, please. Says Studs Race. I got the George emojis there from Milo, and this is another penalty. Ashley Klein just getting in there and saying, don't run in. There's a mistake made. Might by Fidel just lifting the player. I've just said there that there is a chance for 2 points if they want it. That was really dumb from Tabay Fidel. I don't think he really thought that one through. Right, they're going for goal. Currently with 100% kicking accuracy today for Nathan Cleary. So I would say more than likely. This one's got a good chance of going, I went to grab a snack from the fridge. And this is what I see, oh, terrible. And also we have got there, we're on the field of week. So this one is going to be the penalty for Cleary, sitting about, I'd say, 35 on the angle near side of the field. In fact, a little bit further. It's not that much further. He's just gone to the mark. It's probably about 37 out on the angle for Nathan Cleary here. And penalties extra. And a lot of these penalties both sides. If he was offside, show the footage. The footage showed he was onside. And we have got there, we stream the Wars game? Maybe. It's the most likely Warriors game that we would stream this year, seeing as we don't have any overlaps with anything else until on Saturday when it is pretty hectic. Easy enough, yeah. For Cleary's standard, I'd be utterly shocked if he misses it. But now that I've said that, I bet you he will, because there's a thing called the commentator's curve. curse. If he misses it, it would be to the left. I think he'd end up hooking it round too much. We have there how long left? Just 10 minutes on the clock remaining for this contest. We have there, I'm nervous, says Walter there. Now Nathan Cleary. This could win the game for New South Wales. Like they've said, it puts one hand on the shield if Cleary can convert here. Then I tried to shoot him, will teach Munster to not back check the ref. Yeah, they're always going to check for a few extra things. But Cleary brings it round straight through the middle as he watches it go over. And the score now sits 26-12 with the 10 minutes remaining. Can Queensland still find an answer to get back into this game? And again, it just shows the crucialness of those misses earlier on. Now, had they got the last one, the draw could have well and truly still been on the cards. But now they have to score 3 times to be able to take State of Origin for this year. The Maroons also having to kick it off. They've decided to opt for the short kick, and it's slapped back, and they've got the ball now. Queensland, Kalen Pong has been knocked out by his teammate here. Oh no, he all right, he got back up, and it was actually Harry Grant. Now Tino Fa'aso Malawi. And 3 tries needed, yeah. Because 2 tries would get them up to 24. I guess you could take a 2. Get them a little bit closer, but then you're also still flirting with a bit of danger, aren't you? You kind of, to win this one, they need the 3 right from the get-go. Now pass across Munster. Walker delays his pass, understandably, because he's concussed. And it's going to be stolen by the Blues. And Bradman Best cleans it up. Gets the ball back on the side of the away team. Errors in the second half. We've seen 6 from Queensland, 4 from New South Wales. The Wild game's at 10 p.m. And shush, bro, I don't know whether or not that's me or someone in the chat, but again, if I stop talking, it goes very quiet. You have to take my word for it. And we have got there, we already won, says Darren there. Oh, a big bump off from Haas, trying to get through. Munster does drag him down. It's now going to be the 4th tackle of the set. And anytime that Queensland don't have the ball, this game slowly slips further and further away from them. Up to 5th, that is 28 metres game from New South Wales. The big boot from Moses down to the 10-metre line, taken by Cobbo. Bit of wrestling going on in back play. Looks like Moses and Munster. Had him in side control, getting excited for the UFC this weekend, I guess, those 2 men. They were practicing their wrestling skills. Now, Queensland looking to play this one as quickly as they can. We're just going to see the replay now. Oh, that was a pretty cheap shot from Munster. Relatively late. Then hung on to him on the ground as well. I think that's just frustration from the Queensland skipper, knowing that this game has not gone the way that they would have liked. We have the New South Wales already won, says Darren. And come on the Blues, says Stacey. Moving away to Ponga. Inside ball to Sam Walker. It's another shot to his head. As he slowly gets back up to his feet, looking all wobbly. And now Walsh sends up a very high ball. And they'll go back now. And that's going to be the scrum to New South Wales. And we have got there Queensland are the best finishers, says Mark. And go the Maroons, you can do this, says Celine, and also game over. Okay, there is a captain's challenge now. Okay, they are just checking to see whether or not Kohler is offside when he does gain this ball. And officiating is out of control on every sport. There is no recourse to question them for poor decisions, says Robert. Okay, they're just saying there that everyone for the kick in the air, they were both onside. They were both able to compete for it, but it's what happens after that. The ball goes backwards. And now they just want to check to see whether or not there's any way that this one can go Queensland's ball rather than New South Wales. We have got their bedtime Queensland, and also my Wi-Fi is playing up, says Dante. And that was a try, can't beat the bunker too, says Dakota. And what happened? So, yeah, it's a captain's challenge. So Queensland are trying to get the decision. Oh, sorry. It's actually New South Wales trying to get the captain's challenge. Okay, so it's successful. And Munster, oh no, it was Munster's and it was unsuccessful in the process. Let me commentate his man. And how much time? Still another 6.5 minutes remaining in this contest. And now that Queensland, it's probably slipped away. Now Mark Nawanganetawasi. Another shot from Cobbo. It's been a no lack of trying from that man throughout the 80 minutes. And back across to Liam Martin. We have you there, as always, New South Wales and Dan Maroon supporters are getting a bit mad. I think it's time for their bedtime, says Adele. We have you there, what are you on about, referee? You're blind something, says WR7. And we have got there good playnate. Good playnate. Am I reading that completely wrong, Milo? There are 6 again for the Blues. New South Wales be able to go to Suncorp again away from home. And this will break the drought in terms of a side who wins the first match to go on to lose the series. New South Wales, of course, with their massive comeback in game number 1 to win it by 2 points after being 20-0 down. It's been working throughout this contest. Statistically, they have had a lot of numbers in their favour as well. How much longer? Still another 5 minutes left in this contest. It almost fizzled out. I'm almost fizzled out. Says Willow, nicely taken by Selwyn Cobbo. It's still like one more if they can, and it's a misplay of the ball, and it means that the Blues now get themselves another attack. Cobbo frustrated with himself. How many minutes left? Just the 5. The errors, 12 from Queensland, 10 from New South Wales, but the numbers, South Wales just haven't played their best game at all. I'd say the Blues probably haven't played their best game either if you're looking through at everything, but they have certainly played the better one between these two teams today. I reckon New South Wales going to get 30 and Queensland going to get 22 or 21. Pronounced good planite. Speaking of droughts, are there any Dunedin girls here who aren't picky? Says Jason. And when will the timer end? 5 minutes time is when this game will come to a close. And New South Wales is going to get one more try. They 100% could. Because at this point in time, they're only about 12 metres out from the line. 2 tackles made in the set. Trying to get back up to his feet. Was held down for a bit more time. Moving away to the right. First carry for Mitchell Barnett that was seen, or Barnett, sorry, in quite a wee while. Now Ethan Strange goes away to the left. Quick hands attempting to get it out wide to Crichton. Just runs this one sideways. Will accept the third tackle as he slammed to the turf by Cotter. Oh, there's a man on him. And Harry Grant, what's this going to be ruled as? Tackle 4, they're just going to say play it anyway. How does the reserve work, says Milo D-Cake. So a little bit different to what you see in rugby union in regards of, in rugby league, you can be subbed off and then actually come back on. So it's almost rolling subs, but not quite because you only have a certain number that you're allowed to make. But the same guy can come on and off multiple times throughout a matchup. Which does mean you've got to be very strategic with when you use them. That one is going to be the set completed. Queensland now with the ball back, 3 minutes remaining on the clock. Another run from Cobbo, attacked by 3 players for the Blues, trying to drive him back into his in-goal area. I think that's been the most impressive part here for the Blues is the intensity that they've tried to bring throughout the majority of this matchup. Harry Grant with a bit of a cut on his left eyelid. And we have got there up the Blues. And happy birthday to everyone who has a birthday today. Absolutely. Hopefully their birthdays are going well. And we have got their game at Suncorp. Yeah, so it's actually a home game for Queensland. And they have been outplayed in front of their home crowd today. Now roll quickly back for Queensland. Reece Walsh on the 4th tackle decides to boot it downfield. Looking for the 40-20. That ball's bouncing awkwardly. Sits up nicely though. Another offload. I don't know what was going on there with Robert Toya, but he seemed in sleep mode. As his teammate did all the hard work of being able to get that ball to then try and pass it back to him. He was just chilling out on the wing. How long? Currently 2 minutes remaining, and I think it's just now starting to set in for this New South Wales side that they are going to be State of Origin champions for 2026. All they need to do is just finish off the last 2 minutes, and they will be using this full set if they can. Try and keep the scoreline looking the same here. I did an extra 30 press-ups if Maroons don't score. My birthday was yesterday. How long, says Hazel? 2 minutes left on the clock currently. It's just... Oh, it was almost 6 again from Munster. Just seems like he's doing anything he can to feel like he's had a decent game in terms of the little moments on the ground. We have you there. The ref is about to be fired. No. What they're going to do is award the referee the opportunity to referee all 3 State of Origin games next year as well. Because he has done a lot of State of O throughout his time. That one's going to be kicked in behind now. Chasing after this is Crichton. Cleaned up by Ponga, who's taken for a ride. Back into his in-goal area. Told about it by Crichton too. And now New South Wales. That is a massive moment for them. We got the George signs from Milo there. What's the real score? Real score is 26-12 after 79 minutes now. So New South Wales are about to complete this game, and they're about to be State of O winners for 2026. They have currently got the last set. 54 seconds left. Cola almost goes through. I'd love nothing more than to score one more try in this game too. New South Wales just to put the icing on the cake. Strange is 3 metres from the goal line. It is only the second tackle as well. They've got 40 seconds to try and get something going. Cleary pops it across to Uzziah Yo, the captain of the winning side here. 30 seconds remaining. I'm showing the point difference across 3 games. I would have Queensland in front. Yes, because of that 20-point middle game. But series will be 2-1 in 16 seconds. Back across, Cleary acted as if he was going for a cross kick. Now Moses popping it up again to Bradman Best. Fires it across to the right. They're looking to put one last dagger in the hearts of the Queensland supporters. Full-time siren. Seller the dummy. Tackled low. Ball is being popped up. And referee's going to make a decision here. And he's awarded the try. Offloaded from his back. In that scenario for, I believe it was Hudson Young, who does score the try. But that is probably the icing on the cake in an appropriate way to end this game. You're doing a big zoom in of James Tedesco to go off relatively early in this matchup. Someone who could have was that man who just scored, Hudson Young. He took a nasty shot to the back of the spine early. Client going to be covered in the New South Wales locker room today. Says objective. And we have got the, tell you what, the chat's going quick at the moment. But yeah, end result of this contest. It was not 26-12, instead 30 points to 12 was still the kick to come for Nathan Cleary as well. Tries there from Milo. I'm glad you came to the dark side, bro. Says Nazi. Yeah, maybe, just maybe, we might do that Warriors game on Friday night. We'll see what happens. And top stuff, cheers, Hamish. Says Studs Rays in there as well. And we are state champions and also waist overhead. Says Miss there. And we have there New South Wales all the way, says Regan. And also, wait, is it done? It certainly is, other than the one last kick. 100% he was given that try and 2 fingers to Munster. Says Fleshin. How many games will it be? So this is the last game of the series. So no more matches are State of Origin. Waist overhead illegal. Yeah, it looked a little bit interesting, that last try. But it was always, yeah, they've confirmed the try as well. So now Nathan Cleary will just have to tap this one over. How long, says Hazel? We're in the minus at the moment. The game's over, other than the conversion. And Blues, we've done it. And we're done, says Charlie. Yes. Other than the last conversion for Nathan Cleary, who has had a very strong day off the kicking tee. See the emotion on the face of the New South Wales coaches. I mean, Cleary's currently doing the handshakes and whatnot. Who's taking this kick? Someone's got to take this kick here. Nathan Cleary, he looks like he's limping at the moment. Oh, the teams are doing handshakes. Did anyone take that kick, or did they just call it at the end of the game? And Cleary for the man of the match. He had 2 tries in quick succession, but Nathan Cleary near the start of this game. Yeah, so no one took the last kick, I guess. Because they're hugging and whatnot at the end of this one game over up the Blues. So here's Harley there. And as it done already, it certainly is 30 points to 12. The end score in this one, or at least it seems that way. It seems like we're still waiting for something. As Origin in New Zealand next season, there is one game that's supposed to be taking place in New Zealand. But yeah, they will still have the one game as a home game for Queensland and one for the home game of New South Wales. Here gets another Notch legend. Says backseat quarterback, another quality commentary by the Kiwi lads. Says John Martin, thank you very much. And always the Blues. Yeah, breaking the weird streak that was happening. And they have won the first game and the last game of the series. Rather than for the last couple of years, whoever won the first game, you almost didn't want to because then you went on to lose the whole thing. But that is not the case for Queensland and with New South Wales. And not only did they win this game, they won it with a little bit of a comfortable margin there. 18 points between these two sides. Appreciate the updates. Thanks, man, says Darren. No worries at all. Anyone who is new to the channel, before you leave, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are back for the Rugby League World Cup. Also, hopefully, for a bit of the NRL coming up in the near future. But thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel. We're back this weekend with some more action for the Rugby Union. And I'll see you all for the next one.